I'm approximately 2.5%. I'm 2.5% as valuable as Mark is right now.
Yeah, 140 is, I think.
Feels bad. Feels bad.
I assign you 50 points plus. Yeah, work later.
Okay. It's good to be in my new office, and we haven't even mentioned yet in my new setup.
Touch it. Touch the container to
Yeah,
buy
pretty
it.
much like mine right now.
Hey, great job.
I have sound.
Now,
That's
open
the
your
second thing I
inventory.
did in this office.
I do too.
Plus, my office is carpeted.
You can't see any of it right
Containers tab.
No,
Let's
I can
go.
see it actually.
now. Oh, yeah, I feel light even.
Click on your container.
Huh?
Select it. Now, click place and open.
Why is
Place
that
it.
light there?
Find an empty spot. Go, go, go.
In my eye, I mean, they don't put it there.
You know what that's called, Wade?
Standing light.
It's edge light. Edge light. They've got you.
Whoa!
I wasn't going to do the edging with you.
Open your inventory.
Wait, it's
Time to place your car. Vehicles tab. Click it. Your car is waiting.
One over there too, with kind of like face slightly different setting, brightness.
That's probably like your filter.
No, I
There
think
it
I'm
is.
worth as many points as Bob right
Click
now
on your
for
car.
that crap I take.
Select that beauty.
I just don't know why you didn't like pay someone to do this. This is our job. The studio is pretty important. Who do you call for filming an office? There are companies that do that. There are straight up just companies that do acoustic treatment and will do aesthetic things as well. And we had a conversation about this, and I gave you specific companies to look into, and you were like, "Oh yeah, I'll look at that."
Bob, you know, good small talk. I give you another 500 points for your kindness and friendship.
I tried.
I'm bribing you to forget that you did that.
What were we talking about?
Exactly.
4 points for me.
You can select your
For me.
Today's episode, which is almost over, but it's the time that we have. I had a whole bunch of questions I wanted to go over today. Some like philosophical.
What words did he try to get us to say?
Yeah. What are you trying? I'm not gonna laugh. I mean,
Yeah, Mark, back. I'm sorry, go ahead, Wade. Go ahead.
So what the spoiler?
laugh for that one. I better get good points.
We're probably way off base on this one.
You know, we've only gotten 2 episodes where we've gotten Mark's real laugh. That today, I don't remember when the last
Welcome.
one was, but it was definitely
Your
a different
grandfather
laugh.
left you
Once
this
again,
land.
I'll never be able to recreate what I did.
Start your journey to become the car-selling king. Touch it. Great job. Now, open your inventory.
Gonna split us in the eye.
I think it's just that you
Click
don't
on
want to. I think it's right there.
Containers
You don't
tab.
think internally
Let's
you're
go.
like, "Yo, I can't move like F5 that quickly."
Click on your container. Select it. Come on. Now,
No, that's not working.
click place and open.
You gotta
This
really-
is
you gotta
it.
get into the
Place it.
moment, or it's
Find an
never-
empty
or you
spot.
gotta be in the moment.
Go, go, go.
As an actor, you can't just fall into the mindset of this character who kudos to Pluto's. Yeah. I think it's getting farther, yeah. Well, we don't have for as many questions as I was originally.
Whoa!
I think I'll get honest, I didn't know how many
Open your inventory.
In each one of these
Time to
questions,
place your car. Vehicles
the
tab.
entire, like,
Click it.
class on.
Your car is waiting.
I'll think it's some good ones here. Leave it the surrender like that. 4 hours.
There it is.
Well,
Click on
I've
your
got
car.
So many questions. I
Select
figured we
that.
could just
Place
have, like,
it.
part 2, part
Click the
3 and
place
really
button.
milk the-
Almost there. Put
Yeah.
your car
Really
down.
enjoy it. Really slow down.
Find a nice spot.
Let's start
Go.
with you. Is it better to have a little bit of knowledge about a lot of things or a lot of knowledge about very few things? Define a lot of knowledge. Are you an expert in that field or? So the question really words it as having a broad knowledge base or a deep knowledge base. I don't think this is necessarily about your trade. I think this is more so like, is it just better to know a whole lot about some of the things you do know, or to have a little bit of knowledge about a lot more things going on? than it is about like expertise. I think expertise kind of implies like, well, if you're an expert, you can be the best doctor ever. I don't think this is implying that this is like your job. This is more so just about knowledge in general.
Okay. I have a succinct and correct answer to this, Wade.
Okay.
So this question is commonly addressed by people with the phrase, the totally overused phrase, is it good to be a jack of all trades, master of none? Right? Because that's essentially what we're talking about here.
Sure.
A jack of all trades has a broad knowledge base with no deep knowledge base. But people use that quote and they're like, yeah, jack of all trades, you suck. You don't master anything. But that entire saying actually goes, the point of that saying, if you include the second half of it, is the exact opposite of how people normally use it. The saying goes, jack of all trades, master of none. But oftentimes better than master of one.
So you think it's better to have a wide variety of knowledge and maybe just not know as much about it than to have a lot of knowledge about like a handful of things?
I do. I think we need experts. We need someone with really deep knowledge sometimes in certain things in life. But like, if it's not your specific job or calling in life to be an expert in something, I think it's way better to have a broad knowledge base than to have one really deep thing. Because as soon as you get outside of whatever your deep pool of knowledge is, you're useless. And if your job is not so focused that you're only ever swimming in the deep pool of knowledge that you have and you use all the time, you're useless. You're just don't know anything.
Yeah, I guess it really, for me, it just depends on how deep this knowledge is, because I have extremely deep knowledge of Warhammer, 40K specifically, not of Warhammer Fantasy. That doesn't really get me anywhere, because even my knowledge pales in comparison to, let's say, Baltimore. The intro of this episode, I would say, like, I'm not an expert, so I would rather have, like, a comprehensive enough understanding of what I'm interested in, even as a hobby perspective, than have a... However, I will say, as someone with ADHD, I also have a very loose understanding of many different things, because I can never pursue deep enough to actually have a comprehensive understanding.
Welcome. Your grandfather left you this land. Great job. Now, open your inventory.
And like, yeah, there are many quotes where it's like they're not fully there. Like with the, they say blood is thicker than water, but it's like the real quote is like blood of the covenant is thicker than water, or something like that, which has the opposite meaning. Like, those quotes are dumb and stupid and old and made up by probably boomers or whatever. Like, what you saying to the attention? Yeah, no matter what. Little is more good. Intelligence low is essentially, yeah, like Roblox. Man, everyone's so horny for all the game. Everyone's so horny.
It is the shit. I haven't played it yet, but I know I'm not going to like it because it's not the kind of video game I enjoy, but also I feel compelled that I have to try it.
The thing is, like, I might like it, but I don't have time to get into something like that, so I can't even risk, like, downloading it.
One cool thing about it is you make a character, like a slate character on nothing play. You can also play as like one of the default NPCs. So that way if you're playing multiplayer, let's say, and like you guys want to get the full story, one of you could make a new character from scratch if you wanted to, and the others could play as the NPCs. That way you're still not missing out on any story playing multiplayer, where you play as all original characters or all pre-made characters. Like there's just a lot of variety. They've kind of like looked out for a lot of things that maybe haven't been historically looked out for whenever you make a game multiplayer, single player that's like lore based like that. So that part of it alone is cool. And as well as like apparently it's very long, very rich and fun. Like I've seen my friend Toshin's played through it like 4 or 5 times already, I think. Every time I see him he's streaming it. What? He's on at least his 3rd or 4th playthrough. How many hours is that? Don't know. I'm seeing people play between like 80 and 150 hours to beat it. Good lord. I'm assuming on replay he's not doing like every side quest and everything. I don't know. Well, I mean, good. Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm not trying to besmirch it. Once upon a time, I would do such things. I've put 400 hours into Frostpunk, which is probably absurd to some people. But I've done it.
think this is another one of those questions you can ask another question of. So if we were going to apply this to the world, would the world be a better place if everybody had a little bit of knowledge about a lot, or if everybody specialized in their knowledge of knowing a lot about a few things? That's the whole PhD thing, expanding the circle of human knowledge. Like, all of us cannot know everything, so we can only expand human knowledge one at a time. Someone going as deep as possible in that field before they die, I suppose. So you're saying that the deeper knowledge is more important than the broader knowledge if we're going to apply it to the world? Yeah, in the grand scheme, of course, because if no one has deep knowledge of anything, then we're not going to go anywhere. It is only through their determination and extreme dedication to craft that we get to exceed our knowledge base, because the more we progress in terms of knowledge, the harder it is for people just to catch up to what has been before, and then therefore exceed it.
I think that makes sense, but it's also trickier. The correct and simple answer is neither.
While you're trying to sweep the competition by I have the simple answer that I just said, he wins. He's prefacing his arguments to try to bias you in terms of so that what he is going to say seems like the correct answer, but he doesn't know it anymore.
You know that Wade has a degree in philosophy, right? Well, I'm not an expert on philosophy, but I'm fairly certain the last thing that anyone who actually cares about it wants to hear is, I know the right answer, and it's 3 words. That's like the opposite of the point of the study of philosophy.
Because if someone answers your question by telling you well, the answer you need all of it, it's yes, that defeats the purpose of the thought.
Yeah, but my main gripe, having a law degree, which is very adjacent and generally unrelated to, but kind of connected to philosophy in ways, my general appreciation for philosophical philosophies of the nature of the ones you're proposing to us is they're always wrong. They always propose a dichotomy or a yes or a no type answer where neither answer is preferable if you expand it beyond limitedness. No, the world would not be better in either case if everyone was a very deep expert in some specific thing, or if everyone had a broad but shallow knowledge of many things but no deep expertise. You need both, otherwise the world is off. And to say one is better than the other without giving any more specific context than all of the world seems like a pointless exercise. So my answer is that philosophy sucks.
Yeah, take that, Wade. Stuck it, Wade. Get him, okay. Get him, Box.
How many points do I get for that?
Give you another 50.
I'm not wrong, right? I'm not wrong.
He said he's not wrong. Therefore, he's not wrong. Well, calling it a pointless exercise, I think, is wrong. Because I think the way you come to that answer is by the debate between the two, getting you to where, well, if I do this feels like it's going to be compromised. If I do that, and then you ultimately come to understand the pros and cons of each side. So the point isn't to get to the answer, it's to figure out why the answer is outside the box. Philosophy is not about getting answers, it's about figuring out the equations that get you there. Don't worry, Wade. So you figure out what's wrong with the questions that got you to that point, to get you to ask better questions. It's all about thinking, looking at things, analyzing things, and working on your brain on how you do that, how you apply those thoughts, more than it is about getting the bottom. Don't worry, Wade. I think philosophy is cool. Where are you on? Why did you wink at me after telling me that? Don't worry, Mark.
Yeah, I feel like at cameras, that's good. I'm looking at you. There you go. That's maybe.
Yeah, I think philosophy is super important, just like whatever Wade said. Don't worry, Mark, you get bubbled up.
You wink like that guy on TikTok. Have you seen the guy on TikTok who does the thing? Like 95% wink. I do enjoy watching people that can't wink try. They're just like, damn it.
Yeah, it's such a full face spasm for some people. Not that I'm the greatest winker in the world, but for some people it's just...
I pull head nod, they're shaking their eyelids shut, wow, there it goes.
It's like a flourish, good job, buddy.
We almost got to discuss this question, so Do you want to actually discuss it? No, it's okay. I think that we covered it enough where we understand the point. I think it's again, that was one of the simple questions. Too simple. I knew the answer already. Questions. Too simple. I knew the answer already. There's ones I would love to discuss with you, but I'm not sure that they're like this is the forum to do it because people hear like hot button issues, like you talk about like morals, about moral stuff. It's so interesting to me. I love moral discussions, but they're always about hot button topics. And those hot button topics, people just hear they're like, this is the and no talking. But in prompting classes, like actually getting to talk about the morality of things like abortion, for example, stuff like that is so fascinating to me. But I digress. I know the answer to that one. I'm good for it. Just another question out there. I've got it. I'll say it. Okay, you just mentioned that one. So, is humanity heading in the right or wrong direction? I agree with you. This is an interesting one. I know the answer already. Yeah, of course. Because there's a very negative perspective of like humanity right now. I think everyone's like, God, you're the okay, thank God, we deserve it. But there's also been so many things that have come from discovery, research, so on and so forth. So overall, I guess this is generally asking, are we heading in the right or wrong direction? There's yes, the answer to both, but in summation is the point we're trying to get to.
My answer is correct, but extremely long and wandering, and will seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. Because it's like I don't agree with the question in general, just because like to define what is the right direction or the correct direction would have like some implicit bias into what is right and wrong in the first place based on like your perspective.
Please, yes, this is philosophy. Go for it.
Well, humanity as a whole is something that's like greater than the individual. So like how can the individual judge what humanity is? Humanity is just going in a direction. Whether or not humanity is inherently good or bad is not really up to like the single person to determine. It's like it is doing whatever it will do because that is humanity. Like internally, as a holistic sense, like if humanity blows it up, that's almost what humanity was destined to do. It's like whether that's good or bad is indeterminate because it's like that's what happened. It's like I don't know. But I also am a believer that like the infant can have an effect on it. And it's not like a fatalistic sense either because it's like I don't believe in like giving up on your goals because like you don't feel like it's really worth it. I feel like it's the world and I do think like a single infant could influence the entire like course of humanity. But also like it's such a generalized question. Like you can argue yourself in circles forever trying to answer something that like it doesn't matter because humanity is that time spent talking is time spent.
You know, you get bonus points because right or wrong was my entire philosophy career. I studied morals and ethics. And when you study morals and ethics, you spend very little time debating like it's something right or wrong, more so than figuring out the different moral theories and how they would apply to that question. So if you look at something like Kantian ethics, you look and see if there was like a duty ascribed to why they did something versus utilitarianism, like the greater good. Did more people get benefited by this decision or hurt by this decision? There's your answer. And then there's, I forget the other moral theory is called this more modern, I forget the name of it, 7 years. But boiling it down to what is right or wrong is oftentimes the answer because you can get different answers on different things depending on what your definition of right and wrong is.
Oh my god.
But I'm assuming the idea for this is probably more of a utilitarian approach when they say right or wrong direction for humanity because they're not really ascribing the individual here. It's more so humanity as a whole. So I don't think it's like taking into consideration what we're doing to the world or animals. It's humanity and it's in the right or wrong direction for humanity's sake, as I think what they're implying. But it is vague, and you could argue, well, not so good for the fucking animals we've made extinct by cutting down rainforests, and it's not so good for the planet that we're building resources. It's not so
Because
good
it's
for
my baby's character.
people's moral will or their mental well-being. There's lots of people that
Those trees should fight harder because we won. Like we went into the fight, they were under. They didn't catch it. Those trees went down. But
guys in the Lord of the Rings didn't just sit back and take it. They kicked ass.
Exactly. Yeah. From those roots up. Well, they
I take umbrage with a whole other part of this question as opposed to Steve. That's what we're so this is a classic thing, I feel like, right? Historically, like going back towards, all the way to the beginning of humanity as existence, people had very small view of what the world is. And people, I think it feels to a lot of people like that the world is changing. Like globalization is a big topic in our modern times. I don't think that the world is actually changing as much as it might feel. I think the thing that's changing is you can't just pretend that the entire world is your village or your town or your city or your kingdom or whatever. Like, before communication was as good as it is today, the entire world was like the 100 people or less that you know. You might have 20 people in your village if you're, like a farmer, who just set your crops off to your lord, if you're doodle, sons, or whatever. Like, that's your entire world. The person you're sending your taxes to, or your food to, or whatever, like if you're under a lord or something, you probably never even meet them. You might not see them, you might not know for real that they exist. They basically might as well be God to you, because you don't even know if it's a human that you're doing, that you're, serving or working for. But as communication gets better and better, and now we basically have instant communication from anywhere on the globe to anywhere on the globe, almost, barring, governments clamping down on that, and issues in parts of the world where, the internet is not as universal as it may seem to people who live in America, European countries, or where it kind of is everywhere all the time. That's not 100% of all the world yet, but as that becomes more and more the case, the thing is less that the world is changing and that suddenly there's all these global issues. The thing is that we're all aware. And to reduce humanity to one vector of this is humanity, and it's either going upwards or downwards as a whole, comes, I think, from the idea that humanity is so small that you could do that. Like, theoretically, sure, it's possible to look at everything that's happening, everything that everyone is doing and has done, and say, like, and even if you just pick a system arbitrarily and say, okay, these are good, these are bad, we can ascribe easily to each action, whether it's good or bad, come up with a total number, and say, this is the total good or total bad that is currently going on with humanity. To say that that's how small humanity is just not a very modern perspective on what humanity is. That's like treating all of America like we're all basically the same person, just spread out across the whole country. We're treating even smaller countries like they're not complex, diverse groups of people with all kinds of different concerns, issues, and things. I just think that the core of that question comes from the perspective of well, if humanity's just one thing, either good or bad, so how good or bad is it? And my main point of umbrage is humanity is unquantifiably complex. If you ignore the question of what is right and what is wrong, how would you ever possibly take an aggregate of everything that's happening, all the incredibly good things that are currently happening, and all of the unfathomably bad things that are currently happening? How could you possibly, reduce all of that to one thing? It ignores the human part of all these good things that are happening, having a positive effect, all these horrific things, war crimes, killing people, whatever, all this horrible stuff is happening. If you reduce that to a number, even if you say humanity is bad overall, if you reduce that to a number, you're reducing each person who's died for no reason, who's taken from family, who's suffering in some way. You're reducing all of that complex humanity to bad. That's just a really bad way to assess it. I don't like that. I think that's oversimplifying what is that philosophical enough for you? I mean, it's a good discussion. Does it? It's a question, no, but like you said, all these questions are hard to answer because if you think about them, it's like, how do I? Oh, I said I had the simple answer. Humanity good.
Oh yeah. Do you have wellness goals this year?
I had the simple answer. Humanity good. 7.
So imagine if you had imagine humanity as a people and some higher power, not really think of looking at the world and they see humans, like all the other creatures, like, oh, whatever, that's their food, or that's just some ants they got in there, like, okay. But you know, you have human farm, you're watching it through that lens. Do you think humanity is doing well or doing badly? Then that also depends. Like, well, look at them, they're building up their different communities, like they're building up sprinklers, all this stuff, like they look like they're flourishing. And then also you'll see like destruction, you'll see the world being sapped of life, whatever, maybe over time, or maybe we'll stop that. It's hard to say what the future holds. And would never. And you know, it depends, again, it depends on the lens of which you're looking at it and what your definition of good and bad or right or wrong are. So, yeah, and it also depends on like what kind of God shoes are you putting yourself in, because if you are of such a higher power that the entire universe is just like something you can observe and glance, then what humanity is keep people registered. It's like, imagine like if an atom just decomposed, like in the air around you, you would notice it doesn't matter. If we blew up the entire Earth in a cosmic sense, doesn't matter. Like right now, millions of planets are being exploded into nothingness. Well, then maybe not millions right now.
But they don't have us on them.
They might have some other version of us that's just as egotistical and nice and self-indulgent. Shoot, we're talking about alternate universes. It's our universe. I was talking about alternate universes. I know. So we're not even talking about that. We're talking about all these types. I think like all these quandaries are wonderful. I love answering them. I don't know if I like the way you should. Maybe more comfortable than happy to hear. All I know is that if there's aliens out there, I'm gonna either fight them, period.
Mass Effect philosophy, I see.
Yeah, that's me. That's why I got all my philosophy about it. Mass Effect, literally. It's a renegade system or a paragon system at all times. Every like the two colors flash. It's not press left or right mouse. What do we do here? Flush the toilet, paragon. Leave it alone, renegade.
Flush the toilet, but don't turn the fan on? Unsure. I'll get it.
That's one of each. You get one paragon action, one renegade action.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Yeah, I'd like my balance to be the medium, but swinging rapidly. Yeah, and it walks out. It's just in the middle, carefully making. It's just wildly making choices one way or the other. Throwing yourself into a burning orphanage to save all the kids, and then you go and run over a family on the way home. But you look at that average line, it's turning.
The average line is in the middle of a horrific earthquake, but it's right there in the middle.
Oh, yeah. That's an interesting superhero. Morality Man. You have to only balance Morality Man with a bunch of extreme events to keep it perfectly even.
Wouldn't that be Immorality Man? Wouldn't Morality Man be a superhero who never did anything because they're so paralyzed by the concept of trying to figure out if what they're about to do is good or bad, that they would never take any action?
That's philosophy, man.
Listen, I get all my philosophy jokes from The Good Place. Have you watched The Good Place with?
I have not.
There's a character in The Good Place, J.D. Adagonia is one of the main characters, who is a philosophy. He's a philosophy like PhD. There are lots of jokes about why people don't like philosophy. This is where I fall.
There's a lot of jokes in philosophy about why people don't like philosophy. We went over those a lot.
He makes all the jokes about why people don't like him. Well, you should watch it. If you like philosophy, it's an interesting show. You should absolutely watch it.
And question, you were talking about like, I don't remember exactly what your words were, but were you intentionally referencing the allegory of the cave at one point?
Love it.
Or do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is. I'm just smart as he is.
Okay, real dumb boiled down version is like, at some point in life, we are looking, we see shadows moving on a cave wall, and that is our reality. But then, through enlightenment, knowledge, whatever, we eventually find out that there's something moving on top of us, and that's like the shadows. It's like, oh, so that's what makes the shadows. The shadows themselves aren't real evil. It's those that are real evil. And then you discover there's a fire behind those shadows and making the shadows appear. It's like, oh, it's not even a thing. It's the light coming from the fire. And then you discover you've got your arms and legs. You discover you can leave the cave. You discover there's a whole world outside of the cave. And it's like going from cave to greater and thinking that the truth is just their shadows. The world is. That's a very dumb So you get out of the cave. Yes.
I asked ChatGPT what the allegory of Split Escape is, and it gave me about 7 pages, so I'm not reading that, but I appreciate your suffering. No, I mean, that is basically what I'm talking about, though. I think that's it. No, I'm not a big philosopher, but I thought about this in law school a bit, and I think everyone thinks philosophically. Sometimes, like, things happen to make you think about the world and stuff. I think people's perception is at the core of a lot of my thoughts about the world, and like the troubles that the world has, the troubles that people focus on and see. I think a lot of it comes down to what you focus on as how you perceive, as to how you perceive the world and what you think is. Because there are people who are obsessed with what they can see and hear and touch and what's in front of them, and like almost refuse to acknowledge, you know, like almost like flat earther type logic, right? Where it's like, I want to be able to see what I believe. I can't see that the earth is a sphere even though you can.
You can try to plan a launch using a bunch of documents scattered across folders. This is for you.
What I believe. I can't see that the earth is a sphere even though you can do some certain things. But like that sort of philosophy. But then there are also people who are like the opposite of that, who are obsessed with what's happening outside of their sphere, who almost sacrifice their own area, you know, their own people around them, what's going on around them, because they're obsessed with, you know, we have to save the rainforest. They're obsessed with the war crimes going on in their country. Like, it's people, I don't know if it's a choice or if it's how your brain is wired or what, but what people choose or don't choose to care about and get really obsessed and strongly opinionated about is almost dictated, as I see it, by like what level of perception they go with for the world around them. Because how you look at it, but what specific level of perception or what forms, I'm using the Plato thing incorrectly, that you choose as like those are the real forms of the actual things that matter, entirely changes how you see the world. And having the internet access that we do today, and having pictures and video and direct communication all around the world, makes it really complicated to know how you should see it, because you know, you can see things that are so unrelated to your world and your life on a daily basis that it's hard to have a grounding in reality. And what is reality? Is the stuff on the internet as real as your life? It is, but to you, like as a human, it's not that simple. Perceiving that, I think, makes it really complicated. But yeah, something I did not know the allegory of Plato's Cave, but like I think that's a very at the heart of a lot of issues in the world for me, because how people will have debates or discussions, and it will seem like they're not talking about the same thing when they are trying to, but they're talking about it with completely different terminology, or it often comes from such a dramatic difference in perspective. They might as well be talking about different planets, because one person is focused on, you know, something very external, one person is focused on their personal version of the experience of whatever. It causes issues, and it is at the heart of a lot of issues in our modern society.
I disagree with every single point that Bob made.
Well, I was right, so Mark is wrong. That means I should get the point.
I disagree with that premise.
But he's still wrong.
How many points do you think you should get, Bob?
That's like a 750 or up type of answer, at least.
Okay, over
1,000. He's right. It's over 1,000.
No, he's disagreeing. I don't care which way you go, up or down. I disagree.
But I'm disagreeing at all. I'm very agreeable. Mark's the one who's agreeable.
I disagree about my agreeability. Well, to agree with Bob, lemonade.
The cave, I think, is more so about individual perception. At least this particular allegory, I think you can apply it to like looking at it from different perspectives. But I think one of the big issues is even just focusing on moral theory alone and looking at ignoring everything else. But just to simplify this explanation, is you have different moral theories that all have valid pros and cons. And there's certain instances where we want to lean toward one versus the other. If you could step on one ant to serve a million people, utilitarianism is like, why even an ant? Step on the fucking ant. It's like, well, what if it's a baby? Even easier. Way softer, less of an exoskeleton, squishes right away. Utilitarianism
hands down, pretty much as always, if it's better for the greater good, do it. If it sucks, if it's for the greater good, do it. Whereas other world series are like, well, no, if that action is so bad, it's a bad thing to do. So you shouldn't kill a baby. What about the greater good? Well, utilitarian ethics. Yeah. A lot of times they agree, sometimes they disagree with it in the situation. But I think in our world, in reality, you have different people subscribing to different world theories and looking at things from different lenses all the time and trying to blend them, make them look pretty, whereas they just don't align. So what's good for human beings? Isn't necessarily good for the world, isn't necessarily good for the individual, it could be great for one individual, and all of this is combined into one play that we're trying to find an explanation and answers of, where it's not clean like that, it's messy. Here's like where I know this kind of echoes to what I was saying before, is like I think a lot of problems in today's like with people in the age of information, like technology and the connectedness of it, is I'm not describing all of wisdom to be this one act, but I think there is a lot of wisdom that people miss out on knowing when to remove themselves from a debate or an argument and when not to put yourself in a position where you feel like you need to come up with an answer to a question that you have no right making. And I think you see this on the internet all the time, is people want to inherently, as human nature, want to participate in a discussion or want to feel like their opinion is heard. But there's very few people that like recognize the moments when they do not need to be involved at all. And so they find themselves in situations, often in arguments on the internet, where they don't need to be there. And even like with these greater philosophical discussions, there are times not every one person can answer all of the quandaries that exist, and therefore there are some that an individual needs to be like, I need to remove myself from that, because I have no basis to answer it. And I have no, like, it's not that they're right to answer something or not. It's just like, very few people even recognize it as an option. Be like, oh, I don't need to worry about this, or oh, I shouldn't participate in this, oh, or this doesn't need my involvement, oh, or I'm injecting myself into something that I have no basis for. And I think, like, that is an entire field of thought that people that is an entire field of thought that people like have never even. The internet is a perfect example of the case. You get one piece of information, you see the little dude dance on the wall, and it's like all of your knowledge without knowing the full situation. You're like, I read these words, they did it wrong to me, or they did it right to me, here's my opinion. And you never know the internet. You have one person's biased message, whether it's pro or anti something, but everyone piles on because that's the information they see, and it's like, whereas they're all just sitting in the cave looking at the silhouette of the wall, like that's the information. But that is the example of that. Not all the information, but drowning or destroying lives based on limited information we have, because we can mob mentality it very quickly.
900 points for Wade. Excellent decision. Excellent point.
Oh, thank you. I disagree. 12,900. Is that 12,900?
900 or 12,900?
I don't believe you have the degrees to understand it.
I'll just ask ChatGPT, how many is 12,900? ChatGPT would like to know if you mean 12,900s or 12,900.
Moral quandary that computers cannot answer.
That's too complicated for AI, so no one will know ever. Unsolvable.
We're going to solve this in only the way I know how.
Okay, good. Excellent.
It's not even going to be what you think it is whenever I tell you this. Points? Mark,
But it
pick
is
a number
what
between 1 and
Something like that. That's not my favorite thing I've ever heard.
20.
Disagree. That's not between.
Alright.
That's or equal to, not less than, or equal to.
Wait, did you mean that 20 and 1 could not be picked? If it wasn't clear, I will allow your selection. Bob, pick a number between 1 and 20. You pick 1.
I can think about it.
Now that you said it on the table.
Now that you said it, if I pick it, it's going to seem like you make me pick it. But also, I have to stick to my tongue. 1. 0.5. You didn't specify it needed to be whole integers. 1.5.
Alright, okay. Alright, well, we've Turn this into a coin flip even.
Really?
Whatever this is. It's very,
Maybe
very
nice little something decent, please.
If I'm 1.5, if that's skewed in my favor, then I did the
Nice
right
spot.
thing.
Well, you both picked
It's a
opposite
nice
ends of the
spot.
spectrum. One picked 20, one picked 1. Okay.
So give it a
0.5.
trash and
So,
Technically, you round up from there.
from one perspective, 20 is greater than 1. Okay? And 20 points would be worth more than 1 point. From another perspective, from a ranking system, if you're the 20th, you're last, that's 20, and 1 is first place. Setting those aside, our point totals prior to this was Mark sitting at 2,005 points, Bob has 1,601 points, only 5 points since the beginning of the year.
Really got 3 points. You had 2002.
The deciding points were down to 1,000, and I figured I would just make it interesting at the end. Because you were so far ahead the whole time, Mark, that I was just letting Bob kind of try to catch up and see what happened. But he still fell 404 points short.
Number 1, though.
But he did pick number 1. And the 20 and 1 have nothing to do with it, so Mark, you win because you had 2005 points.
It's a smoke screen.
I legitimately would like to talk about this stuff forever. This is the stuff that gets my brain tickled. It's like Mark talking about technology as me with philosophical discussion.
I feel like we do it. Are we the people you want to talk about this with?
We do, because I asked a question, you guys immediately cut to the end. You're like, I don't want to watch the movie to see what.
I know how it goes, alright? I lived in this world. I know how things are. I have wisdom.
You get to places by discussing the pros and cons, not by skipping to the there's no right answer. Usually philosophical questions end with, well, there's not really a right answer. But the point of it is to get your brain thinking a way of processing information.
They're saying we were right.
Not right enough, clearly, because you lost. So,
Well, I won, therefore I'm very right.
If you simplify the actions of Mark and I today, simply the actions of distractible, we were very right.
which means distractible in the right direction.
The right direction.
If you think Mark goes through the episode, next episode is the right direction, then yes.
Oh, that's terrible for humanity and distractible. But overall, right now, still the right direction.
Well, Mark gave his winner speech quickly to keep you from pissing yourself, so do you have a loser speech?
Doesn't feel good. I've been doing this to Mark a lot. I don't like it. Now I feel bad. Doing the bait and switch with these lofties where you think maybe you're about to win or you have a chance and then you have no chance.
Well, see, the thing is, I won. And I think this happened more than once where I've won. I haven't actually won. Then it was taken.
The same thing is happening to me right now, Mark. Don't you? I could have. He made us take numbers, and also I could have beat my pants.
Actually, I should have given that one to myself, because Mark only had 12, 9, 50 points, which is a lot more than 2,000.
We don't even know if that's a number, though. What if that's not a number? What if that? There's some other, variable in there.
Well, I know it's a number because I wrote it down and I was the host.
I meant 12,900. Very
But thankfully, I feel like doing this twice in a row, because I gotta save part 2 to really milk it. I can't just do it back to back. So, Mark, you win. You were the runner-up. You almost did.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
We're doing positive reinforcement today. Second place, and all of you out there, you win for having listened to it. So, if you guys haven't already, go follow us. Bob and Meister, Mark and Markiplier. I'm Minion777 or Lord Minion777. It's different because I'm an idiot. We have merch, PodcastPodcast.com. I think we're trying to work on some other cool, fun things, so we might have an announcement about cool, fun things one day. So keep watching. Maybe we'll tell you. If not, also, it's better than no host. See you next time with Mark hosts. Until then, yeah.
impressively ambiguous and
Well, what is ending? Is it truly an end, or just the start of something else?
No, it's the end.
Feelings, information overload, note, and learning, condensed documents, and document logs of audio only.
Stop. It's working.
Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractable. Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Marky Fleer's Distractable. This week, the
Stupid.
muscular, majestic, magnetic Mark invites two meager, melodramatic misanthropes, Warren Bay or something like that, to bask in his water pool. The masterful, multi-talented, majestic one is merry and memorable as he meanders through his mental makeup, motivating many. Mark being endlessly marketable, to Mark being maddeningly refused. Time for Marky Fleer. It's fine.
Yes, hello. Welcome, Markiplier and Friends, the podcast. Thank you, Baltimore, for the lovely assist there on me, where that you gave me glowing introduction. I always appreciate you being here. My podcast, which this is. Welcome. Thank you so much for listening to Markiplier and Friends. Now, I have many friends, so you're probably wondering, like, whose friends could you possibly be talking about? Well, I looked around at my many friends, and I said, hey, you cool dude. So I'm doing today my random friend 1 and random friend 2. Do we have to talk? Leave it all to me anyway.
That's true. It is your show.
Yeah. We haven't changed the official art yet, but that's on the way. I haven't changed the official art yet. Placeholder stuff, all very temporary, will be addressed very soon.
Are you going to explain the format there, Mr.
Format, it's a talk show. I am the host, as I always am and always will be.
And what do we do?
Huh?
Why are we here, Mark?
What to talk? So I can talk about my favorite subjects and you guys can listen.
No, so we're not here to talk.
Well, I mean, if I need some hilarious or something like that, I guess I could. Well, I mean, I would be the source of hilarious man. I guess you guys give me a laugh track. I knew you would be good at that job. Well, anyway, on today's show, I'm going to be the lovely host talking about some of my favorite things that definitely no one ever hates me talking about. And I talk about them because I like talking about them because they're my passions. And so if I want to talk about the new 60 terabyte NVMe SSD that's coming out very soon, I can't wait for it. Anyway, but before I do, I might as well. I am a gracious and good host, so I'm going to allow a moment for my friends, my aunt friends, to tell me about their days. How are your days?
Oh, as well. Appreciate you asking. Thanks for that. I woke up at 3:40. It's been a long day already somehow. I don't think like you. I woke up at 11:20 this morning. About an hour. Wow.
This is the one thing that gets way to go. This
already. Stick them up in random orientation behind you on the wall. The bit. They're already in random orientation.
This same thing happened to Amy and I, because I got a new TV, because the TV we had started to, like, in this little middle of it, like in the left third of it, just a big one. It's actually been that way for a year, and I haven't gotten a new one. I was playing Elden Ring with a line that was growing bigger and bigger every day.
The line was a secret mini boss that was coming to get you.
Yeah, I know, right? It was very scary, very immersive. But then I basically said, all right, fine, I'm gonna get a new TV. He got it, and this is my fault, because I paid. Yeah, I bought it off Amazon, okay, because I don't even know where to buy a TV these days. I bought it off Amazon, and I paid for, like, the installation, right? Because sometimes you can get, like, and I paid for it, and then when the guys show up, they come down, and they bring it inside, and they're like, oh, it's signed here, and I go, hey, it's the installation, and they go, no, you didn't. That sounds like my dishwasher.
installation. Nah. See, I told you. What it was they were actually very nice. I didn't have any problem with them. But they brought it in and they were like, oh no, you got the unboxing, which is not installation because I have full now. Yeah, I know. I thought it was like the full installation was like, I had one now already. I just take it to the TV, get this on, and I could do it alone. Big ass TV. So they were very kind, and they called up customer service, and even like the delivery drivers have to wait in line for customer service because they got me refunded for the installation. So I really do appreciate what they were doing. But they were in my house for like 30 minutes standing around, and I kept thinking the whole time, we could have just done this. Yeah, if I give these guys like 100 piece. Literally, can one of you just hold the side of the TV that's up there and take it out with me, and then once I have the bracket on the new one, just lift the new one up and slide it on there? I think there were three of us. There were two guys delivering it. I'm like, there's three of us. One of us could be on the phone. Who was doing this? I'll be on the phone. I feel like that should be my job anyway. You could have offered them your emergency fund hanging TV cash. I always keep a few extra $100 around just in case they have to pay someone under the table to hang a TV. You never know what you might need under the table.
Love it.
Completely over the tip, you know. Cash is legal tender for all debt. Public is private. Link. Yeah. Hey. Non-watchers are going to be offended by that wave. He winked. You gotta say wink when you do that. They can read subtitles. As host, I declare a new rule for Will to give him more work. Every time Wallace winks, you must put in this sound. Wink. And then, so everyone at home knows who's not watching that we're winking. We need a whole library of mark all text, like descriptions. Just be like, he took a sip of a drink.
Ooh,
Rolling
give me
eyes.
good price.
Bob is raising his hand. But all in mark boys. He has extra work for you.
Ooh,
Have to
give
get
me good
robot mark for that
price.
one.
Ooh, give me good price.
The TV is now still sitting and just leaned up against the wall under the old one. Well, it's on its stand it came with, but it's in front of the fireplace, so. If only you had friends to help you. Friends to help me here. How else is your life? There's more trash on the floor behind me this time than before, so that's progress. Unpacking feels awful, man. You start with a room full of boxes and it's kind of messy, and the moment you start opening boxes, it's like shit that goes everywhere. You pull things out and you're like, I don't know where this goes. I don't know where this goes. The floor, I guess. And there's nowhere to put stuff because everything's covered in boxes everywhere in my office. Like, man, rip tape removal thing. Do you not have a trash can? I've done that. Just put them in the trash can. They stay in there. For some reason, I was like, I'm gonna trash can my office after I get home done. It's like my punishment for not getting it done.
AI from potential into performance with HPE, where intent-based automation and AI-driven operations keep GPU clusters optimized and every connection more secure. Unlock innovation.
Zuppy.
Mommy, you want better sleep this year?
It's not getting it done. I've been cutting up the phone panels like the wall is just not one foot enough where there was like a gap like yay big, and I was like, can't just leave that gap. So I've got my like home cut panel where I cut sections off and squeeze into the gap. Oh Lori, what did you cut those with? Safety scissors? Safety. They'll show the cut. The cut's all curvity worvity. These are biggers. Those are thumb-safe scissors. Oh, you need a straight edge, my friend. Tell you what. Look at my ass. What's wrong with this cut? No, that's not where. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I can see why you did that. That's gonna make a really nice, neat line on the edge. I oversized the cut.
This is a complete garbage bag.
Manuscript to hold it.
This
So once you cram it in
is-
after the first week it's up there, it'll start to really bow away from the wall because it's gonna be pushed in from the edge. It'll be perfect. Yeah. Man, I can't wait. Like, you know how I was on a Ryobi kick last year? Well, Ryobi days came and went without my input, and I didn't buy a single thing. Oh, I missed it? Yeah, Ryobi days. I was gonna get some stuff this year. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I don't think it's like it's Ryobi. You know about Ryobi days? They're talking about Ryobi.
How do you spell it? Ryobi. We're not sponsored by Ryobi for anyone out there, but if we were,
It just happens to be the brand of tools that Mark and I both have for some reason.
because they're cheap and they're not for blue. I found a Ryobi casino. Anyway, they're coming out with this new line of like small, like little USB batteries. And one of them's a foam cutter. And I'm like, I just need nothing that needs foam cutting, but the idea of a portable handheld foam cutter, I'm like, yes, like a hot wire foam cutter thing. Yes, you don't have the tools. You got your span wire cutter. You got your
Sure.
you got all those, and then even in that section, in the small the USB section, they've got like a hand prep that's like cordless. The idea being these are like cordless tools. You got your power cutter. Yes, the power cutter would be great. The full cutter would be great. They got the magnifying glass.
A magnifying. How is it powered? What power is it?
Later, you put it up, and it's just glass. Turn it on, and it's all magnified. Here's the crazy thing that I already have a Ryobi soldering kit, like a soldering gun. If they have a cordless, that's just battery. I can solder my own beams. You could solder off your knee. Yeah, well, the battery probably won't last that long. Anyway, it came and went, and you could use a foam cutter. Yeah, but you'll buy it.
So we can sit in a box on the floor of your office for the next 6 years?
Oh, lady, Markiplier, you know, any person can't survive without you and your winkers. Fill us, Daddy, with your Ryobi.
You heard us say it. You don't have to pretend like you're reading it. You heard us say it out loud. I mean, if you were reading it, that's absolutely unfair.
I'm just an ant friend. I need no sympathy because I'm easy come, easy go. Little high, little low. Are we NPCs now? Gang gang. I used to be a podcast host like you. You have an idiot I'm talking about right now.
How much are you, Wade? Well, that's not even fair. How technically online are we, Wade? That's the question.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, so good. Gang gang.
That's from the Lich King.
Sure, probably. It's old, classic at this point.
Like Wrath of the Lich King, is that what you're saying? Yeah. Or the final battle when the Lich King came out and Ice Cream said it all. It was like,
Cowhead, thanks, partner. Gang gang.
at least a 50% chance that it was a reference you could do as well.
I know things about WoW. Mark does.
Hence why I went for Lich King, because it's old.
I played WoW so little that I don't even think I finished the Lich King content when I was doing the playthrough from the beginning. Anyway, it's TikTok update, Wade. You don't watch TikTok, you're missing out on the NPC craze. It's just really...
Oh, I don't feel bad at all for not doing this. How do we even explain this?
It's not that hard to explain. It's hard to explain why it's popular, I think, but it's not hard to explain what it is. Do you want to know what it is, Wade?
Yeah, if you can explain it like succinctly, please do for me.
So on TikTok, when you're live, you use that thing with a snap filter where you could like put hats on yourself or when you're live, people can send you money essentially. It's like bits on Twitch kind of. It's an in-platform. They buy a thing and they send it to you through TikTok. And some of them are just like a little run in the chat or something like that. But some of them are like an ice cream cone appears in front of your face, or a cowboy hat shows up on your head, or whatever. And what's your Biggie doll?
I have no idea.
There's a specific creator that has become incredibly famous for doing what's called NPC content, where she just goes live and all she does is respond in the exact same way every time to people giving her money. So they send her an ice cream cone and it pops up on screen and she goes, ice cream's so good, or some shit like that. And
Build a car shop tycoon.
She has an NPC type response for. So it's just her sitting there going, gang gang, ice cream so good, cowboy, dang it. That's it. She doesn't. The consistency is what makes it so. I'm not saying captivating because it's not captivating to me. It's hypnotic in like a weird way.
Yeah, it's hypnotic. It's just like you can follow the rhythm like, wow, that's what the, you just gotta keep doing that. Like, it's not a car crash style looking at something, but it's just like, it's not a disaster, but also it's just like,
It's like annoying, but also like it keeps you like, yeah, it's like weird. It's very weird. Also, my favorite clips I've seen of that, I've never actually watched her live. I've seen a bunch of clips. My favorite is when she just streams like in her kitchen or different, in her house. She has like her family, right? She has like kids or a kid or kids or something. And there's a clip I've seen where she's all like, she's doing it. She's like, gang, whatever. Shut up! Don't do that! Busy! Stop doing it!
Oh my god.
Gang. It's
Oh,
like,
shit.
like those are the things I think are the funniest because she's clearly like her kid is she's in the dog or something. But like you're a real person. I forgot for 2 seconds. Jesus.
I don't know, I think I've seen that one. I think that's like a parody of it.
There are a lot of parodies of that. Because that's one of the most like funny, jarring type of clips that she has.
There's like it's crazy because when you get that level of ability and the sharing happening, it's copying it because there's a lot of money in it. That's also, if you mention that, there's a lot of money in it.
She makes the most money by doing nothing but that. And there are a ton of people who have latched onto this trend who are also just making like every single thing. There are dozens of things like a second. All of that's just money. It's just people throwing money at her to get her. And it's not even like, you would think some of it's like dirty or sexual potentially, right? Because that's kind of the thing on the internet. That people can get creepy and give money to people to like buy foot pics or whatever. I mean, creepy is nothing. But it's not even like sexy or anything. It's just very mundane reactions to things that are happening. It's weird, but there's so much money.
Yeah, about $7,000 a day. I don't know if that's a peak or if that's consistent, but yeah, it's a lot of money.
I gotta call timeout. I'll be right back. Sorry. I win.
Just gotta sign up for TikTok.
Alright, Mark, we're gonna handshake deal to make here. What kind of bullshit? Do you want to make a deal that somehow usurps the piss pants? I will try and bait Wade into doing the Captain piss pants type thing to try and end your tyrannical reign here that you've got going on. Yeah. But then there's some kind of deal where his piss pants doesn't count for free. That's it. Doesn't make a deal.
Yeah, but maybe it's like two pants pissed. I'm willing to make a deal.
It's really weird that I'm just really,
You made the handshake deal that caused me so much pain and suffering.
That's true. That is true.
I feel like there's often situations where the blame is for some reason not placed on you and it's entirely your fault. But I don't feel like this one actually is.
It's really not my. It's really never my fault, really.
But if there's some way we could, listen, if you find a way to make the people on the subreddit realize how great I actually am, and I deserve this, and how they're lucky that I take them right now, then maybe I would consider some deal that would be advantageous to you in some way. But it's like I'm great. I feel like this is something
Like, maybe I sit down for what if we do something where you give me at the end of the episode, you surprise, give me the thing, I'll just give it back. I'll take the number, I'll give it back. Alright, please don't ever come back out. Not very good at his job, or is that question? We're doing like a dumpster that we're shifting on the old house, like a list that just like doors, so it's like, which house is yours? Like one address we gave you. Those numbers really do mean a lot when you look at the address part. Do I put it on the grass? I mean, no. The way he talked kind of reminded me, I don't know which, it's not Full Metal Jacket military dude, but like one of the classic military guys with the talk. Maybe it's like the bench guy with the scar, like the bad sergeant, the sergeant guy with like the scar. I think the way he talked kind of reminded me of him, and it sounded like he had chewing tobacco and all in his mouth. He was like, sir, where do you want this? Of that man, but it reminded me of that man. As far as I know, he's not exactly like him. Yeah, you don't even know. Sorry to interrupt your ice cream. No, I don't even remember what we did. Anyway, it's weird. I'm not even saying I don't like it or respect the hustle, but it's weird. It doesn't do it for me, but also I'm intrigued at how popular this stuff is. Very interesting. It's like a less off-putting gamer girl bathwater type deal. Like, it's not where you're buying someone's
thing, but it's like one of those, like, it's a weird, simple thing that's oddly successful, and I don't understand it, and yet I think the game of Girl Bathwater is way less confusing why it's successful. I think it makes more sense to me than buying water. I think lots of people online have limited money and are into whatever they're into. And just know I do internally judge them. Is this enough to get you to get on TikTok? Wait, I'm on TikTok. I make TikTok. What? And by that, I mean Dana doesn't. You have a TikTok? Yes. Thanks. We've been posting on there, yeah. Well, we've been posting stuff. We've been started. I thought you didn't have one. I didn't even. What's your name? The Minion 777. Oh, it is. I've got 2 TikToks. Oh, really? We're friends. Oh, you follow me, but I don't follow you. Oh wait, no, that's not you. There's one that looks way more like you that's not you. I don't know why it's a sunglasses picture of me, but that's the one I have. Look at this guy. This is hilarious because there's some people, you know, they have social media managers and, you know, they have like a company or like a team that runs their socials. Wade doesn't even know that he has a team running a social for him. Like, this mysterious account got made for you. I don't remember how it got made. I don't remember if I did it or Dana did it. I think that one of my friends, I think like JP or somebody pressured me. They were like visiting. They were like, I won't leave your house till you make a TikTok. And I was like, get the fuck out of my house. Fine, here, I made one. Now leave. I feel like that's how it got made. And then Dana was like, well, we can actually post to it. And I was like, fine. You want to post a highlight or something? Go for it. This is my why I don't do a lot of social media. It's not because I'm like, oh, I hate this platform. It's because if I'm not going to be able to do the platform with any kind of like actual enjoyment out of it, if I don't enjoy using it, then I'm like, I'm not going to post out of obligation for something. So I get what you're saying there, which is like, if you don't care about it, like, why have one in the first place? Because a lot of people are just on the mind like, oh, you got to post on this platform to maximize your exposure. I'm like, what is the point of that? Like, what is the point of constantly chasing stuff like that? Because it doesn't mean anything. But if you like it, a lot of people out there on TikTok really enjoy the process of making stuff on there. If I didn't have these other projects that I was doing and I enjoyed TikTok and using it and actually posting on it, I would a lot more. But the desire to make a shitty TikTok, which is all my TikToks actually are, even from the very beginning before when it was Musically, I made just literally it made me laugh to do the Shrek 2 just like mouth to that because I can't remember who was there, but it was just like some restaurants like some like you gotta make a Musically and I'm like, alright, I guess. Shrek 2 is a short circuit version. Yeah, I know, I'm talking about the Shrek 2 version. Okay. I see people talking about like, I love that song, I need a hero from Shrek 2. It's like, no, your short circuit version was Bonnie Tyler. Well, I don't know, but I knew it wasn't from there. I just like, that's what I found, the Shrek 2 version of it. The reason that I did that one is because my mom really loves Shrek 2. My mom, I don't know if still to this day, but there was a time when I lived in America way back when, that she would watch Shrek 2 every day. Just like every day. That's my Shrek 2 on. And so it'd always be in the background. At some point in the movie, I would walk into the living room and it'd be playing, and she'd be watching it or passively watching it. It was just like what she did. And so every time at the end, it would go like, how many? Feel like the other kept playing. Every day is a lot. Listen, I have been very into things, but I don't know if I've ever gone every day with anything quite like that. That's very dedicated. I've done a song. I've done a song like for like a week or two, and then here with it like every day. That's short form. A movie is, yeah, it's things like that makes my mom's English so funny. Because she has like, my mom, she has a really interesting way of speaking. She doesn't speak perfectly. She speaks English perfectly, and there is a distinction there because she uses English in a way that you're immediately able to understand it. It's a creative combination that you would never expect. Shrek is an example of that because she will quote Shrek all the time in weird ways. And I don't think this is from Shrek, but it's part of her media consumption where she will be able to like get something to quotability. I don't remember why, and I don't remember the circumstances, and I don't remember what it was, but we were FaceTiming, and for some reason she did a line in a southern accent or something like that. For a brief window of time, my mom spoke in a perfect southern accent, Korean accent, gone, perfectly southern, it jump scared me. The intensity and perfection of that accent, because my mom does not speak like that. But that is how she was speaking. And it was suddenly a southern drawl came into my mouth, and I was just like, what the hell? I cannot picture your mom. I know, it was startling, and it stunned me so much. I wasn't even able to like stop her and be like, what just happened? It was like, I thought another person was in her room talking for some reason. But yeah, it's very strange. I don't know. Anyway, that's enough small talk. Back to the subject at hand, which is obviously the topics which interest me for the latest period of time. And the biggest talk is actually the latest adventures that I've been pursuing is chip design. So as we all know, semiconductors are a very prominent field and are expanding rapidly. And I often wonder, I'm wondering, is the era of chip design, we've talked about it before, where like chip designs are so advanced that you can't actually like make it on a way new level. And you have to like create, software that basically full orders like, we basically established this system works. And I'm like, how do you get into that field? So I was looking it up, and it's actually very interesting. Even to get started in an entry-level position, it's like you require a master's degree because the field is advancing so quickly. You got your ultraviolet lithography in terms of like getting down to the extra level. Wait, are you listening to Shakira?
No, I love listening to anthropomorphic lasers. Go on. What else is there? Freckles on your body. They don't
That's funny, but it's so weird. He did say "lelo lelo lay." I did say that. That's so strange. Alright, I guess you were paying attention. You need to have a master's degree to get into lelo lelo lay. Alright, fine. I guess if that's not interesting enough for you guys. I was there with you. Move on, though. Move on. Okay, alright. Well, okay, so Solidyne is releasing a new hard drive with the 5336 16 terabyte NVMe SSD. It's actually quite an impressive feat to be able to get an SSD of that size, but also it seems like the price is going to be alarmingly competitive for how big is that? Does that fit into a normal like M.2 NVMe? No, it's not an M.2. It's a U.2, so it's about the same size as a SATA SSD, right? So interesting. But it's at 7.5 millimeter thick. I think it's 15. It's slightly thicker. Is that a PCIe then, or how does that interface? U.2. Yeah, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. So basically, U.2, there's SATA, which is like there's a SATA power and then a SATA connector, right? So that in the form factor that is like in the same little thing. What U.2 did is it actually connected those two and created more interfaces so that it could plug into roughly the same equivalency. And so it's kind of made it so that it was backwards compatible with SATA, but SATA could be plugged into U.2, and then there's U.3, which is even faster than that. And all these are basically the same thing. And M.2 is another form factor of this same kind of idea, but for a more compact thing. So a U.2 has a similar bandwidth to an M2 type of drive, or they're all PCI Express, so that's NVMe is non-volatile memory express. So it's all based on PCI Express, like bandwidth plus. Wait, are you?
Oh, I don't lifting up my headphones.
Why do you gotta lift your earphone to listen to me? I'm in the earphone.
I forgot you weren't in the same room. It just felt like you were right here telling me about the SATA cables and PCI, U.3s and 2s, how they interface. Wow.
Yeah.
With you?
He's getting it. He's getting it. This actually is interesting just because that's an unbelievably large hard drive.
But it's thick.
No, it's actually quite thin. It's thick compared to a normal hard drive, but like that's very thin for what it is. Yeah, so it's like 60 terabytes in this package is like a really cool thing.
Oh, 60 terabytes?
60, yeah.
That's pretty thin for that much.
Yeah, it's coming out soon, and the crazy thing is, this is gonna sound crazy for the price. 60 terabytes of SSD speeds, like that's 7 gigabytes a second reading, like 5 gigabytes a second writing. Hugely fast speeds for 60 terabytes for about like maybe it would be like 3,500. That's way less than I would have guessed.
I was thinking 4,000 would be like about it if you bought a bunch of
SSD. Yeah,
Yeah, even if you bought 60 terabytes of normal disk, I mean they're cheap now, but if you want like high RPM, like 72 RPM disk, that's not terrible.
It's like per terabyte, it's like 2.5 to 3 times more expensive, but for 10, 20 times the speed is and density of like data is like incredibly better.
I mean, I remember when a terabyte SSD, not even an NVMe format, but like the old style SSD drives, like $800 or $1,000 for like a terabyte or 2 terabyte. You know, over the last decade, that's like a big price decrease, even though that's still a lot for a hard drive.
And now you can get a 1 terabyte NVMe, an M.2 for $40.
Yeah, no, they're so cheap that you might as well get them because unless you need some obscene amount of storage space. Interesting. Very interesting.
See? And this is why things like I don't like what Apple does because they charge to get 1 terabyte more in their computers is like another $200. And we all know 1 terabyte is only of SSD is $40.
That's an Apple terabyte, which is Tim Cook kisses all of those on the cheek before they go in the right. So that's where the extra cost is. Tim Cook's time is very valuable. Mr. Apple himself has a lot he could be doing.
That's not the same as Mr. Apple. I have very fair and unbiased opinions about technology, and I have my finger on the pulse of what people want.
Yeah, no, the subreddit is gonna love this conversation. Wait, I know he's the host, but do we mute him? Can we start like a separate? Can we mute him? Step up? I guess I have control. Can I mute him?
You're the host.
What would happen if I did this?
No, I say.
Hey. Hey. Okay, well if he's just gonna say shit, I'll unmute you, Mark. Can you hear me?
Oh, hey, yeah, you must be cutting out.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I wonder, maybe you should be nicer to me, Mark. Not wait for any reason, but suddenly I have so much power in this room.
I also can do that. I saw a few buttons, and it did not give me more options than me.
I mean, muting yourself is certainly some level of power, but I don't know if that's going to intimidate Mark or anything.
What, do you not want the technology talk?
You know what? The 60 terabyte thing, that was interesting to me. That is what else you got? I feel like we talked about that. What else you got? What's next?
Alright, well,
Mr. Topics. I don't have anything to talk about. What are you really that? I'm the host. Mr. Walk on me on the walkway. Lead me to the building. Fuck you. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that old internet meme? The guy's like, who are you, Mr. Walkway? Mr. Walk on me in the walkway? Lead me to the building. Fuck you. It's like this is like a got emailed around type of like meme thing, but this was, there's a whole thing of
who's Johnny?
All these chairs here. Whose chairs are these? These aren't my chairs. I can't remember what, subreddit help. That's not gonna help. Subreddit help. If you like Google like Mr. Walk on me on the walkway, I'm sure it would come up.
I'm not gonna do that because if you don't want to hear about the technological advances and whatever have you,
drinking out of cups. That's what it's called.
I have a bottle. I will say, in all honesty, I am so curious, like how many other people out there, if it's just like an ADHD thing, where it's I'll look into something like, okay, this for example, everyone listening, hold with me, like with chip design. Just playing.
What?
Are you also listening to Shikuga?
Are you okay?
A video with this autoplay for some reason. I don't know why.
I thought I was like, sure, I'm not doing nothing.
I have no idea. Anyway, don't know what that was. But it's this weird thing where I'll get curious about something, whether it's technology or something like chip design. What is that? And then suddenly I have so much desire to commit my entire life, change my entire trajectory to understand and be like, I don't even have a passion for chip design or anything. It was a mild curiosity, and suddenly I'm like, what if I went back to school? Maybe I got a master's degree in chip design.
Maybe start with your bachelor's in.
Sound effects. Mute him right now. What the Everyone listening, he pulled up his green screen and pointed to an Ask Will to put air horns in the green screen.
just shows out and he has an understanding of editing, which is good. Which is a good understanding. Thank you. Anyway, what is that? What is that about? Like, I mean, I know I haven't been able to get like a prescription for a very long time now. I've been without medication for quite some time, so it's been a little bit exacerbated. I mean, that's like hyperfixation, right? I mean, it's, yeah. You do a lot more intense than I do. I think the thing for me is I have to be kind of interested in it, and so there are things that I come back to, but the one that's the most concerning to me, every time I've watched Breaking Bad, or finished the whole time, good show, it's entertaining. It's kind of dark, kind of depressing, but there's a point when I'm watching through that show, there's always a point where I'm watching, usually around the time where they get the big lab that's in like the laundry place, you know, it's the laundry, well, the industrial laundry machine and stuff. Where I'm like, and it seems so easy. Like I didn't study chemistry a lot, but I'm kind of a knack. I'm a knack for science. I could probably get a handle on cooking up some crystal meth. Would not just be. What if I did that? What if I just keep it? No, that's exactly what I do, except with the weirdest thing like chip design. I'm like, what if I looked up what the software that everyone uses? What if I just look it up and then Google has a program where they'll train your chip designs for you if you just want to get into it because they're trying to get more people involved. I'm like, what? Yeah, but yours is like fine and mine is like not good. And I know it's not like I go and Google like how do I cook blue meth, but like I just had that definitely happens to me, but it's with way less good stuff. I mean, I used to watch like Dexter and think like, dude, if I was trying to hide a body, I would have done it that way. Clearly, you should have like Jesus, man, are you even able to dispose of it properly? Put some effort in, Dex. There are definitely some moments in Dexter too where certain like villains that come up over the season and stuff where he finally succeeds and like takes them out or whatever, and you're kind of like, you know, he's right. He's onto something. Like, wait a minute. I was Dexter. I used to watch that show like as it was coming out, and I really, you know, you don't know until later, but you really know like how off the rails it starts to go because I know that show like came back for like one season to like finish it off. But I really did think it was very strange. By the time they got to like these flashbacks where the two main characters were playing themselves as their teenage selves, and you see Michael C. Hall with like this weird wig. Internet like in his mid-30s. This isn't working. You can hire someone to do like it, but it's like I'm just trying to Michael C. Hall for doing that. Like, you know, if the showrunner says you do it, I guess you gotta do it. If the director's like, what is this? I guess you gotta, but it's just like it's really weird. And then like I don't know, that show just like started to derail. So I think the murder became like the great part of it. I don't know why that reminded me of a bit we did. I give Tyler a hard time for this whole stuff. We were doing the You're Welcome tour. There was a day in the life that we were doing where we interviewed somebody. We were like doing improv based on their life. I came out and I was very obviously trying to portray like a mom figure. I was like, oh, you need to clean up your toys or do this and do that. And no, I was being the baby. I had like my blankie and I had like my thumb. I was with my thumb in my mouth. I was walking around like, and Tyler goes, okay, mom. And I was like, that's right, sweet. And having to like switch from like the child mannerism to being an adult doing them. That's what the Michael C. Hall thing reminds me of for some reason. Tyler, he no-butted, but he side railed me from kid to mom. You know that crap that's like the 1% people that are dumb. It's like the IQ graph, right? It's like you say, but on the opposite end of the graph, the dumbest and the smartest people have the same opinion because that's hilarious. But it's like I don't think that Tyler was doing it over in the masterful highest IQ version of it. But still, really hilarious to put you in that situation. So I was trying to portray like carrying my blankie, mom in hand. He called me mom, and I was like, thank God I let this scene off with my idea. I'll just do it real quick mid-scene. That kind of shit happens. You have to roll with it. I mean, mistakes happen from all the time. But that was one for some reason I remember sticking out with things. I remember being like a deer in headlights. Like, how does baby become mom? What does scene become now? At least Michael C. Hall, I guess, had a script discussion practice. Teenager version of it. Didn't help. Yeah. You can't practice looking younger. Yeah, That's exactly right. Yeah. Why don't you think next time, Wade? 0 points for you.
Oh yeah, points and stuff.
Yeah, Bob, you get 0 points. Speaking of dumping bodies in the ocean, I guess I got news articles if that's more up to your guys' speed if you don't want to hear
That's
about it.
way more interesting, yeah. Yeah, please.
But I didn't even come up with it.
It's better. Probably why it's better.
Wait. 0 points actually.
Mark, I love your news articles already. I love them so much.
All right, 0 points. Okay.
I would lick your elbow.
0 what?
I love your boar spear. I love that.
That's 0 points. 0 points.
Your big girthy spear.
0 points.
Kind of blurry.
0.
What about versus?
Wait.
No. Hearse found with 675 kilograms of chemicals used to make methamphetamine.
There you go, Bob. You can start your
Hearse or hearse? A hearse. Like a funeral hearse or a coffin.
I know there are different kinds, but the kind of hearse I always imagine is like a station wagon kind of vehicle, except it's got glass all in the back. You can see the coffin inside, right? It's like a thing. It's ceremonial. I just imagine a big like van station wagon, but it's got all glass windows in the back, piled high with chemicals for meth cooking.
and Walter White standing there naked in the back of the hearse cooking while they drive.
The guy gets pulled over and he's like, "What's usually the problem, officer?" And it's like, "Oh no, I'm just moving a body for the mortuary. It's fine." And the cop is like,
Their final wish was to be made into meth. What can I say?
"Listen, it's just a really cool avant-garde casket that looks like a pile of chemicals."
It's so funny because like this news article is just a very general news article, but I started reading it and I thought I was having a stroke midway through. Let me just read you the first few sentences. A hearse loaded with 675 kilograms of drug raw materials for drug manufacturing was intercepted in May on the A77 highway near Puget, Florida. According to the Brabant's Dagblad on Tuesday, the two occupants of the car were Rotterdam. The court in Den Bosch decided that the 38-year-old driver would remain in pretrial detention, while the 50-year-old passenger was allowed to remain free for the time being. So I don't know who was in this car, but they found it, according to the Brabant, reported on Tuesday they were suspicious on the 815 highway between Rotterdam and Liège because of its unusually low position. So that was two different highways I've never heard of, and like two different newspapers that reported this.
I know a lot about this team. I've never heard of the two parts.
The A77 near Buget Nordstrom and Brabant Dagblad and Brabant. You okay? That's what it says. It's just a funeral
It's like it's in like Denmark or something. What's Rotterdam? Is it Rotterdam? And then there's like three. Rotterdam is in the Netherlands, right? Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Rotterdam.
It is the city of the Netherlands. The gas station is Buget. And they found it's weird that the chemical names are the most comprehensible thing. So BFK is known as benzyl methyl ketone or phenylacetone.
Phenylacetone, they used that on Breaking Bad.
Oh, there you go.
These guys had the same idea I did.
So we should figure out that kind of discussion with that article, which was written by the Netherlands Times.
Okay, well that would be so. What the thing that's going on there, Mark, if you recall, when we spent some time in Denver, is they speak another language there, possibly French, maybe Dutch, unclear. This is written in English, so I don't think so. But all the names are clearly Dutch things. Vegan and all that other stuff you said, I'm sure that they make a lot more sense in Dutch.
Okay. Well, we can either talk about that or we can talk about more technological things that are occurring in the world around us.
Which one would give me points to agree with you on?
None of them. How do we get points?
You don't.
Why would I stay?
You can leave.
Really?
They don't. I can't believe it's stuck here with this fucking Shakira listening to that.
Oh, I keep taking off my headphones. I'm here for you, buddy. Can I have points?
Alright, fine, Wade, I'll read you a story. Unless you want a handshake deal.
Okay, I fell for that one. So, read away, buddy.
Alright, fine then. I'll just get another freaking story here. Anyway, South Florida's search for cold case cars lead divers to dozens of submerged vehicles. Quote, it just so happened to have 32 cars in it, Bishop said, clarifying his team recovered no human remains from the lake and was not able to connect any of the vehicles to cases that the United Search Force were even looking for.
Bishop is a city in California. Okay, California.
South Florida.
South Florida, I don't know if that's in California.
That's a lot of cars in a lake. So, yeah, they were looking for cars because they were looking for leaving cars, and they happened to find a lake with 32 cars in it. Not one of them were the cars they were looking for.
Well, 32 people are going to be really happy their car got found.
I guess I'm starting to imagine a reason or a way that a car ends up in a lake that's not somehow like the thing the police are looking for. It seems like those are probably still pretty valuable. They went down there and like checked the VIN number and the license plate, and they're like, no, nothing's tied to this one.
You know how goats eat like metal and stuff? I think they can.
I think they can. I don't know if they choose to do a lot, for sure.
There was a house, like a cabin where my grandparents had a summer house, like a few streets away, and there was a guy that had a whole bunch of old broken down, like rusty cars, and all he had in the yard on broken down cars were goats. And I'm pretty sure he was trying to get them to break down the cars, to like accumulate more and more of these broken down cars. And I mean, he had like 20 broken down cars.
What makes you think he was trying to get the goats?
Because we always wondered why this man would accumulate more. He had like a little mobile home, it was pretty small, with a couch outside, and then just stacks of broken down cars everywhere. And then one day, it was all just gone.
And you think the goats ate them?
No. I think he wanted the goats to break down the cars, they didn't, and eventually the police swooped in and took it out.
Why did the police swoop in? Did the goats call the police? Did you see cop cars?
No, this is my brain. My obvious, making obvious connection.
I'll show you.
Don't do that to Will. Don't do that to Will. You know, Will can always just leave it green and make it look like an asshole. It's always up.
I think he does, bro.
Probably not. But you know, this is revenge for putting me in a fucking public rent-through. So, little house. And one day, green. Gone. Can you point at your green screen and go like, oh my god, I can't believe that.
No, what you should definitely put out there in the world is a video of you pointing at a green screen going, this. I love this. This is awesome.
I don't want ads to be made for me.
This thing right here, fuck this thing.
Yeah, exactly that. This right here, fuck this thing.
Take a picture of Wade and put him on the green screen.
This right here, fuck this thing. Anyway, they might have been putting them in the water because they didn't have to go.
I don't think the goats break down the cars, I gotta be honest. I don't think that's the relationship there.
Clearly not, because they got did for all, so probably murder. I'm extrapolating a lot here.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of leaps.
Speaking of a lot of leaps, flying aliens harassing village in Peru are actually illegal miners with jetpacks, cops say. A city in Indiana, probably is.
I think this article is glossing over how easy it thinks it is to get jetpacks even now in today's world. I know that they exist. There's totally a thing you can get that is basically a personal jetpack where you can fly around. But they're not just like on the shelf at Target, except in Peru, whatever the equivalent store might be.
Oh, that's been there. It's real. You're extrapolating a lot. This is a Vice article. Vice is reporting. They got a photo of aliens from Getty Images with aliens in them.
Oh, okay. Well, Getty Images are all real, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. They say these gentlemen are aliens. They seem armored like the Green Goblin. Willem Dafoe invading Peru.
That would be some terrifying shit.
Just a whole bunch of Willem Dafoes like swooping down.
Green Goblin Willem Dafoe swoops in, he hops off, and he turns into one of the saints, the guy, and he just hops around and he goes, that was it starts having a whole thing. Yeah, no, that'd be awful. I don't want twice, and it didn't fall. Instead, it elevated. And just right in front of that.
Is this article implying that like the people who live in the village were like, oh my god, what the shit? Oh, and some person came in and was like, guys, it's not aliens. Don't. It's people. They just have this technology. They're just flying, and the people in the village are like, so it's aliens?
I don't even know if any of this legit. It is strange that the more credible answer that they want people to believe is that there's miners, like pink miners, illegal miners with jetpacks. That's more logical.
Is it miners pink or miners like this?
Pink. I mean, I guess they could be miners. I don't know.
If they were miners, age-wise, they'd be lighter weight and thus easier to lift into the air with jet propulsion in the form of a backpack.
But they don't need to go mining those floating gold outcrops, so clearly it has to be the miners.
I think you're onto something though, Mark. Why exactly miners have jetpacks? Why is that the thing?
And I don't think that Peru is the jetpack capital of the world, and I don't think anyone's illegally entering Peru to test out their jetpack technology and also mining. It don't add up.
Maybe, you know what it is? It's alien. This is just a poorly constructed cover-up. Some guy at the Alien Cover-Up Bureau was like, just get ChatGPT to write this one for us, okay? Just get some AI stuff and just put that, and the AI was like, oh, miners with jetpacks, it's fine for them. They're fixed in their heads with the and the guy's like, yeah, whatever. Hate this job.
There are multiple outlets that are really committed to them being like part of a mining cartel with jetpacks.
Mining cartel? Is this gang activity? Because a gang having jetpacks, I believe a little bit more.
In Peru, these jetpack flying gold cartels hope to inspire fear with their bizarre campaign of alien terrorists. Vanguard? They do tonight, but I'm gone.
Big time on here, urinating.
And the jetpacks are used to profit for gold deep in the unforgiving jungles of Peru.
This sounds so much like the world
In the redwood forest. Like the cartel that are looking for just these worlds from redwood. When there's like, they have this technology. Like, if you remember that badass article, like the cop burst out the door, the guy's like, you're too big. I'm dying for these worlds. But the goal makes more sense. Like, that actually does make sense.
Maybe they're literally, this gang saw the old animated movie El Dorado and or heard any of the very real legends about the city of El Dorado, the city of gold. And they were like, alright boys, you know what we need? We're gonna find El Dorado. You know how we do it? Make it so much easier on ourselves? Jetpacks. A city of gold will be so shiny and obviously visible from above, it basically finds itself.
Yeah. Are there really just like functional, easy to access jetpacks right now? I don't think
Yes, I was unaware that they were easy to get, and I don't believe that that's the case, but they're a fully functional jetpack where you literally strap it on and then like thrusters you put on your arms and you can just fly.
Yeah.
But it's not at all like Iron Man. It's way more like Iron Man when he's escaping from the cave at the beginning of the first movie.
Yeah. But it's just as easy to do his crash landing in the desert, except not in the desert, into like a tree. Or if you're not in a mine, like if you're a miner and your jetpack is in the mine, I feel like that's
You're the guy with the jetpack. All the guys around you are just like pickaxing away. Like,
you have to leave that on. You're not even flying. The canary's dead. All right. Well, we've really chewed up the time, and I feel like we didn't get to nearly enough of the topics of concern that I had. I got the 3 questions in my episode. So
how many points do I get, Mark?
none, because it was my story.
I had a lot to it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter because I never said anything about the people at all.
You don't have to say that. That's part of the basic premise. It's always going into this. You know, they didn't know.
Remember Markiplier and Point? No, Markiplier and friends. You guys have been awarded exposure. You guys get exposure for being a part of this wonderful podcast that I've established.
You didn't even say our name. I don't know what that is.
You didn't say your own name. Then how good are you exposing yourself?
I don't ever expose myself.
Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this wonderful inaugural episode of Markiplier and Friends. It's been a fun.
Yeah, who wins, Mark? Mark. One of us two must win, right? That's how this works.
No.
Yeah, it is.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
You gave yourself the win last time. You can't.
We've been doing this for 2.5 years. I'm pretty sure I remember how it works. You know, let's see where it goes. Maybe.
Yeah, let's get where it goes. Let's see where it goes.
Anyway, that's kind of surprised who is ending, huh?
Yeah. It's a big surprise. Congratulations to me for doing job hosting. If you have to call it a winner, I guess I am. And I remember in the last episode declaring thus begins the era of Mark. And the era of Mark does not stop for anyone, and the train doesn't stop for anything.
Mark is pretty short, so I assumed it would be a short era.
Well, that's really hilarious. Will, please strike a little lightning bolt. There, hit him again.
Oh no!
If you have this, then you go like, there we go. Yeah, hit him again.
Oh no!
At least I gave you a green screen, Will. You're welcome.
I got a pile of trash behind me. What do you want, man? There's a green box right here. Chroma that, Will. Chroma that.
You know, you can chroma, any color. You can chroma.
I know, but I'm as pale as my white wall, so there's not a lot.
Chroma the white. I have nipples, Greg. Can you chroma me? Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Look forward to another great episode of Markiplier and Friends coming at you on Fest. I can't wait to read all the wonderful glowing things on subreddit. Anyone that says anything otherwise will be banned forever. And I can't wait to talk more about why the new and upcoming M3 chip from Apple might be the greatest thing to ever grace this beautiful planet. Are you seeing them doing this? Why wouldn't I? It's only fair. The host gets to do whatever they want.
I think if you think it's so fair, you should use the triangle of fairness. And I think before you do anything rash, you should remember that using the triangle of fairness in vain is quite a dangerous activity.
Thanks to my friends for joining me and allowing me this wonderful victory, and I can't wait to bring more interesting and fascinating topics for us to consume in the very next episode. It'll be featured around so many amazing things that everyone loves to hear about because I'm saying them, and therefore it is something that's loved. All is fair that is fair. Thank you.
We'll see about your ovens, I guess. Perhaps they'll come.
Little podcast.
Tax experts are here. Now you can meet with a TurboTax expert in your community. They can do your taxes for you and get you every dollar you deserve. Local tax experts are here. Hand off your taxes with confidence.
Until the chin.
Good evening, gentle listener. Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distraction. This week,
Alright, no handshake deals occurred while I was away, huh? It'd be weird to handshake with the competitor rather than the host. Good, just checking. Okay, cool. I don't want any of that to happen.
Before we get any further into this, can I just say, I have bad news.
Why?
Can you see how wet my pants are, Mark? Can you see how wet they are? Oh, you know what's an even better illustration than my pants being wet? Oh no. Look at the chair. And is that this? Oh, that is the edge of the chair. It's wet. I could not live with another episode of this. I couldn't do it. It's already cold. I enforce the piss tank rule. Do you need a moment to clean up? No, I'm not cleaning anything. My punishment is that I will continue to sit here and do whatever needs to be done to move on.
Is it on your, like, do you need to wipe up your chair? Like,
it's on the chair, but it's not on the floor. You know, maybe a little pet cleaner might be a good idea. I don't know.
it would hurt to do just a little bit.
good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distraction. This week, it's an extra long episode. The main man promised my cannabis law, particularly successfully maintained his posture. Through his funny fish, greatly proud of his riches, but then he gets enough tea. His favorite son, Francois, also attends for photo sessions. From an early bodacious
And welcome to my episode of Distractable. I am the previous winner because I earned it, but the reason I'm the host is because I enforced a rule that we had, and we need to discuss the fate of the rule. Okay, so I'm joined by Mark and Wade. Say hi, boys. Hi, boys. Okay, yeah, at the beginning of what was going to be, this was going to be Mark's episode. He made himself the winner again.
So let me throw this out there. This was going to be your episode, but Mark enforced a handshake deal to get this episode.
Yeah, whatever. He made all of this happen.
I wonder about the legality of, like, can piss countermand a handshake? That's what I need to know.
A handshake is as powerful as a handshake.
Maybe I just win.
No, you don't win. I win. I'm the host. My only question about the rules is, so Mark burned his handshake, so he didn't get the win for that, but he did, but he lost it.
Did you burn your piss?
I peed my pants, and I showed you. Does that mean that the piss pants thing is over? Because we did say part of the rule was subsequent pants pissers. Like, my pants are still wet. If anyone pees their pants following me peeing my pants, they don't get anything.
No, yeah, it was the rule was you had to piss your pants before the episode started.
Or at the end of an episode before a winner was declared. Yeah, you could steal the win at the end also, I think. But
yeah, it's literally at the end. We modified the rule. It was originally before the winner was declared. It had to be fit, but there were like any time after that or the the next one, because it's like then it's up to the host to end the episode quickly and then start it quickly. You're walking in long.
So are we? Can you still piss to win? Or piss done? So it's done for now, but it resets like, unless you want to do away with it. Are you saying you want to do away with it?
You know, it's a rule that can always just float out there just in case. I feel
like it's enshrined in our Constitution. Our Constitution is the guy walking in with the pizza and whole place is burning. Who knows what is in here? The important thing is I'm the host. And we could have small talk. We could have small talk if I allow there. Well, I think instead I want to get right to you. And I want to throw this out there, Will. This is going to be a very thematic episode. Feel free to come in with music and sounds and all kinds of stuff. I think you're going to have fun with this one.
Are we?
Yeah, are we? Gather round, seekers, for a riddle's embrace, where wits and teamwork will set the pace. Locked within walls, secrets to discover. Let the countdown begin. Let minds recover. This clock ticks loudly. The tension grows. A tapestry of clues, a story that unfolds. Mysteries to unravel. Each step is a clue. Unlock the door. Find the breakthrough. In dimly lit corners, darkness conceals. Unlocking the answers as excitement reveals. A key, a cipher, a hidden message unsought. Each discovery, a step towards the freedom.
Hold on to your butts. Don't get this Jurassic Park folks until you heard this. It sounds dinosaur egg talk and trust.
Freedom. Stop.
Now, is this 60 minutes of riddles and rhymes?
Mark and Wade find themselves in a large, mysterious space. A light mist surrounds you and covers the floor. A voice from the distance that you don't recognize says very gently but ominously, "Welcome to the shift of senses."
Nice.
Okay, hold on. Like this again. As your bewilderment clears, Mark and Wade notice in front of them a door, a giant door, with a combination lock on the face of it. 6 wheels with the numbers 0 through 9 on them. 6 numbers. Some sort of combination.
I need to take notes. There goes my scoreboard. Okay, 6 wheels. Each with one number, each with all numbers.
Each wheel has the numbers 0 through 9 on them and can be turned to set which number is facing forward.
So there's 6 numbers with 0 through 9 for each. Okay, got it.
Mark and Wade stare at the door for a long moment. A heavy sigh comes from Wade. And then Mark notices something to their left on the wall. He sees a 3D
three-drawered dresser. And on top, there are some obvious cutouts that look like they're supposed to be holding things. Maybe it's figurines or some kind of piece of, I don't know, something goes in there. And on the front of each of the three drawers, there's a question. Which drawer would you like to begin with?
Oh, do I have to begin with the drawers?
You're both going to hear everything I say. There's no secret side stuff. And you don't notice anything else in the room around you except for this dresser.
Okay, just the dresser with the questions on it and the figurine.
With three drawers, a question on each.
How many cutouts are above it? Is it 3?
3 holes on the top of the dresser.
Okay, how big?
Kind of oddly shaped, oddly
You gotta
sized.
tell
Nothing big,
me.
nothing
Just
each of them is different. Similar but different. Too small. The hole is or big? It's big. No!
nothing important.
Which drawer would you like to start with?
Let's go top.
Top 2.
Am I choosing?
I mean, I don't know, you could work together. I guess you could not work together if you want. That's just going to make everything. He said top, we'll work our way top, bottom, and one.
No, we'll go top, bottom, middle.
On the face of the top drawer, all it says is, what is the most popular and best smell in the world? Vanilla's gotta be up there. And when you open the drawer, you see some vials labeled.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Oh, the drawer opens freely. Sure, okay, what's the file? Oh, I can't read. Only you can read.
Okay.
We read them. I'm an incorporeal ghost. I'm just talking at you from the sky above. Okay. I pick up a file and I go to read it. Okay. If I see letters, it's fine. You know what? I'll do it for you. It says fart on it. Is fart the most popular and best smell in the world? Can I uncap it to smell? Sure. I uncap it, I pull it in front of Mark's nose.
Being smart to yourself.
Oh, 5 hit points of damage to Mark. What? Okay, I cap it. How did he not get any of that? He must have gotten like some slack. He held it up to your nose directly. It was right. You sucked it all in.
I didn't say I get that vials of work and use it. So as the vial of devastating smells.
There's one that just says ghost. The question mark?
I smell that myself.
It smells kind of like a patty. It's not bad.
You don't keep coming around only for a show for my broadcast.
Range is colored one left. Well, make some guesses, okay? I'm not going to do all the reading here. What do you think is
Just
the
telling you,
popular
tired of
best
the
smell?
bullshit.
What does your vial say?
You can't come in and be real, I don't understand. Focus on yourself.
Or
I think you're
vanilla?
being pretty conventionally
That's
convenient.
not very good teamwork, Mark. I've got to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
He farted in my nose.
Yeah,
I hate
it seems
this
to
guy.
be.
He didn't fart.
Keep doing
He
the
just
same
was
shit,
experimenting.
same time,
He saw
same
water on
way.
it and shoved
And
it
then
up
you're gonna
my
go
nose.
ahead
You
and
think that
start
I'm
yelling
being
whatever you're yelling,
Yeah,
but
but
again,
kind of misleading.
I'm ignoring
What if
you.
it was
I'm the bad
mislabeled?
guy.
That was actually a really good smell. They were tricking.
What if it was trash? Yeah, you didn't use fart. You're not dumb.
All right, Mark holds a vial labeled lavender.
So we're here to
Wade
tell
holds
me
a
what
vial
to get.
labeled-
You're not
Do you
watching
want
my
to check
shit.
and see
No
if they are
shit.
the smells they say they are, or do you want to just stick them in and see
If
what
you
happens?
bugging me,
Yeah, I want to smell the boat.
your baby's right there.
I really want to smell this. I use light of hand to take his vial. I'm gonna need a roll for initiative. No, you failed. Okay, I'll just smell mine. The way it smells is vial. It smells like vanilla. It's pretty good. Delicious. It's like I want to see if it fits in one of the slots one more time. Do you want to let Wade just stick his vial in the thing on top of the dresser?
You know what? Throw my vial. Break it.
Oh, the smell of lavender fills the air.
You like that? You like that? You like that? Shove your vial in there. Shove your vial in there. Just shove it in.
I tried to shove it in. Well, who's gonna fit? Wade tries to shove his vial into the first slot on the dresser. Doesn't quite fit, but he wiggles it around, and it makes a satisfying thunk as it slides into place. The first drawer snaps shut, and the question disappears from the front of it.
I knew it. Now we got lavender everywhere, so you're welcome. I ripped the bottom drawer open in a fervor. I hope everything slides out everywhere and spills out.
The bottom drawer shrieks in fear and terror. He doesn't like that. Don't you feel I ripped you open from a dead safe, you pig?
Well, I did it to you anyway, so
Your rudeness makes the drawer want to stop talking forever. He ignores your existence, but he remains open. On the face of the drawer appears the question, how much better is a dog's sense of smell than a human. Inside, you see a bunch of pieces of paper with different numbers on it. 5, 10, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. How many times better is a dog's sense of smell than a human?
So is this piece of paper going in the wall?
You mean on top of the dresser? Maybe.
I pick up 10,000 and I just shove it in, and I give Wade a mean look. I hope it does HP damage.
I grab the 1,000 and I just wait for Mark to fit.
Mark shoves a piece of paper that says 10,000 into one of the holes. It really doesn't fit because it's a piece of paper and it's a big hole. But the hole, out of nowhere, opens up and just vacuums the paper in. And a soft moan emanates from it afterwards. Shut and the question disappears.
I give Wade a look that says, I'm smarter than you, and it makes me feel bad.
As he's taunting me, I want to pull out the fart bottle, uncork it, and hold it to his nose again.
Wade takes 2 points of ego damage from your snarky look. Wade takes 5 more hit points of damage from the fart bottle.
Oh, I haven't gotten used to it at all.
No, it's different every time you open it. It's a magic bottle of farts. Okay, well, there you go. Now there's only one drawer that you haven't looked at. Would you like to look at the middle drawer, boys?
I look at Wade and I go, I look at the drawer to read the question.
The front of the drawer appears the question, what animal in the world has the best sense of smell? I open the drawer. Inside the drawer, you see a bunch of little figurines of animals.
Okay, I thought it was going to be a real animal. I was about to say, I back away slowly from the drawer.
A crocodile, a shark, a zebra, a cheetah, an elephant, a dog. Okay, every animal you can imagine, there's this one in there. They're in there.
It's Rob Wade. Okay, alright, here's the second. Probably isn't dog, because a lot of it was dog related, and I doubt they would do that twice.
Okay, so what has a better sense of smell than a dog?
Kind of like a little cat? No. Like, he said shark. A shark has a good sense. It can smell blood pretty far away. Oh god. Oh, frick.
The ticking noise stops. No consequences happen. Okay.
That just happened.
Does the shape on top of the dresser look like it could hold a shark?
The shape on top of the dresser is pentagonal, and all of the figurines seem to have a pentagonal base. Any of them might fit.
Would you want to hold this together, like one at a time, on each side, place it together, power of friendship?
No, but I'll do it for the sake of we need to solve this and I don't want to die.
Okay, I just want you one hand on the figurine and not on the fart bottle. That's really just what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay, got you, yeah.
So you both grab something. What do you grab?
We're both handing the shark. I think the shark is.
So you pick the shark up out of the drawer? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
When you both touch the shark, suddenly it comes to life, somehow suspended above its pedestal, and it seems to be contained, but it starts violently snapping and crashing.
Good reason we were both holding this. Jesus.
You can't quite reach your hands as long as you're holding it by just the base.
Right. We got the triangle of fairness around the base.
The triangle of fairness. Good move.
Can we lift it up without it hitting us?
You better be careful.
Alright, we can do this.
We carefully lift it up together.
That's how sharks sound out of the water. Little known fact.
I feel like we're taking way too much time. We're kind of like, just to go forward.
Yeah, we'll put this shark out on the floor.
In the what?
In the drawer. I said,
In what? Where in the hole?
So you drop the shark back in the drawer?
What is the hole? It didn't work, right?
We didn't try it.
No, you didn't put it in the hole at all.
Oh, we put it in the hole.
Oh, you set it in the hole. It settles in. Nothing happens.
No, frick.
Yeah.
Alright, give it the fart.
Uncork the fart. I hold them not too close to the shark's mouth, but close enough where it's getting a whiff.
Even though sharks have a surprisingly bad sense of smell, considering that they live underwater.
Oh, well, okay, if you're okay, alright.
The shark takes 5 hit points of damage from the fart jar and dies. Kills the shark.
Okay, we throw that thing.
Okay, you discard the shark. What next? What do you grab next?
Can I pocket the shark?
Sure, you can have the shark corpse. That's added to your inventory. So there's all kinds of stuff. Cheetahs, elephants, lions, other whatever.
I'm thinking a cat, but if it's not a cat, then maybe it's something not a predator but a prey animal. Smell of predator.
Oh god. I mean, maybe it's not a trick and it was dog again. Maybe that's a trick, or maybe it's like a wolf.
They do have good smell.
I don't want to give it away too much, but do you want a hint or something? We look in the drawer for anything that's not a statue that might be a hint.
Wait, I'm gonna put. Wait, if you bring a dog out, can I look in the list?
Yeah.
Can I pick up the dog?
I grabbed like a cheetah just in case. Mark picked up the dog.
Dumba dumba, pet
Is it mad at me? Is it mad at me?
I don't know. Do you pet it or something? What do you do?
I've tried pet it.
Alright, the dog hesitantly lets you pet it, and when you do, it relaxes and you become best friends forever.
With it.
The dog happily sits in the hall, not again.
Okay, sweet. I put the dog in my pocket. I give it some of the shark.
Dumba dumba,
The dog is upset, but it's in your pocket. The dog is out of your inventory. Continue. Did it eat the shark for?
Yeah, the shark's in there. You know.
Is it the same pocket?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, the shark corpse makes the dog stronger. Let me just say this. Think about the stop. Larger one would do better.
An elephant? You think an elephant? You mentioned it. I would think that because they're so utilitarian, that guy thought that it might not have that good nose. I wouldn't think they have that good nose.
I mean, they've got a good nose. Like, smell? Like, who knows if he doesn't smell?
Alright, well, I'm gonna step back. Wade, you try the elephant. I'm step way back.
I'm going to fake confidence and pick up the elephant and hope that it doesn't all of a sudden weigh as much as an elephant. The elephant comes to life and just sort of stands there and looks at you. Pretty docile, actually. Okay, I will try to set the elephant. The elephant's face slides into the hole with a satisfying clunk. As it does, the elephant goes from fully alive to made of stone. Did you just murder the elephant? Who knows? The middle drawer slams shut, and the question is erased from the front of it. As you both stand there, an enormous sword swings down from the ceiling. As it goes right between your faces, hinges from stern death for both of you. It goes back and forth, and you stand there stunned in silence. As the sword settles, you both look at it from opposite sides, and on each side of the flat part of the blade, you see the number 6.
I have a 6!
Good job, buddy. That is a 6.
For the thing, the wheels.
Maybe.
Yeah, but which one is it? Not 1 6.
Is it left to right? Yeah, it's horizontal. It's left to right.
Oh, left 1 6.
Okay, you set the left wheel to 6.
Yeah.
You hear a distant groaning, like some sort of crazy creature starts stirring in the distance.
Oh my god, it's
In the reflection of the sword, Mark happened to notice that in the center of the room, there suddenly seems to be a large, round, oak table.
I don't see that. I'm making sure I put the part in his pocket.
Wade still has the part in his pocket. On a very ornate red tablecloth, there are 2 goblets of wine. The closest goblet to both of you is gold with emeralds, sapphires, and all manner of fancy gems and valuable-looking stones set into it. It's the most elaborate goblet you could imagine. Fit for a king, fit for the king of kings. Further away from you, on the other side of the table, sits a goblet carved apparently from bone or maybe wood or something. It looks dull, uninteresting, it's kind of cracked. Maybe some kind of peasant goblet or not a very nice one. It looks kind of crappy. It looks like if you licked it, it wouldn't taste good. And on the table is a scroll which floats up into the air in front of you. And an echoey voice reads the words that are scrawled across it aloud. It will make this echo. The wine must all be drunk, but both competitors must survive if you hope to escape. The scroll rolls itself up and falls back to the table with a clunking clatter.
So, I've seen Indiana Jones. Now I know, Mark, you should take the first sip with the elaborate goblet. I'll take the first sip with the plain one. I'm gonna have to switch back and forth. Got a better idea. Put the dog out the bucket.
Okay. It sniffs at the wine, looks up at you, very sad, and refuses to drink. I don't know, like wine.
You're right. Well, okay, wait. No matter what, I can't drink. No 1 sip. No matter what, I can't drink it.
You know, that's really a problem. That's the chance I'm willing to take. I will take the intricate goblet and I'll drink from it first. But it scroll back to life. It hovers above the table. Unrolls and more words are scrawled across it. One of these cups contains enough poison to kill one of you, and the other does not contain any poison at all.
Oh, well, this is easy. Okay, we'll use the unelaborate one. Just go back and forth. This is easy, Wade. You took a sip already. How you feel? But I mean, it's probably fine. Well, I was getting ready to, but then the scroll popped up.
Yeah, he didn't actually sip. He got interrupted.
I'm gonna take the plain-looking goblet, scoop some wine, and drink it. Wait.
They both are full of wine. They're both full of wine.
Did you ever use the scroll? I thought we were dipping it in. That was like a bowl of wine. We'd like dip our cup in.
Idiot.
That wasn't Indiana.
No, yeah, you think it's possible he has to drink the water of the basin with that?
That's what I'm thinking of.
As you both horrendously misquote and misremember movies, you notice laying on the floor next to the table is a large wooden pitcher, almost like it had been knocked off accidentally.
What's more of that? Yeah, what's the picture?
That couldn't be important. I'd mention that if it was important.
Well, so let's not talk about that one. Okay, wait. Yeah, obviously it's we both drink half of each. Okay. All right. Is that what we're doing? I drink half the overnight one, half the plain one. They drink half. Well, I wait till see what happens to him. I'll drink.
As Wade watches, Mark starts to feel terribly ill. It turns kind of a grayish color. He feels like he might throw up, and his stomach is burning like he swallowed a hot coal.
I grab the pitcher and I pour some on it. Why?
There's nothing in the pitcher. It's laying on the ground on its side. Also, Mark ultimately turns out to be fine. He doesn't feel very good, but the pain passes, the sickness subsides, and in about 5 minutes, he's fine.
I drink the rest of the wine.
Same thing happens to you, but you're bigger, still less.
Okay.
The scroll comes to life and once more flies up again above the table and screams at you. You were supposed to do it on the pitcher. Together. You dummies.
It's the same thing.
You solved my riddle, but you did it wrong, and I don't like it. It was a thing.
I want to hold the fart smell to the scroll of paper.
Yeah. The scroll, despite not having a sense of smell, gets a whiff of the heavy fart vial, takes 5 HP of damage, and as the apparent enchantment is wearing off and the scroll is feigning death, you see a number reveal at the center of the scroll. And as he dies, he cries out, 3!
Serves you right, I was holding 3 as the second number. I take the pitcher and I put it in my pocket. I take the ornate one and I put it in my pocket.
You have an ornate goblet and a pitcher, and you're a bit correct.
Here, wait, I got you a cup. The shitty. Thanks, man, but it looks like the dog was rubbing the poison out.
No, the dog didn't drink the wine.
Oh, okay. Thanks for man.
Shut up. I've established that the dog doesn't like the wine. There is no wine left. It's Brennan the wine. That's what Brennan does in there.
Yeah. And saliva. Yeah. Okay. Alright. 3 in. Second left.
The distant moaning you heard of the first number entry grows a little bit louder, a little bit more sexual.
We're playing right now. I don't know if that's sexual. I would think that would be.
Hello?
That's sexual, but I'm gonna take that as the.
Wade dances around in victory at the moans coming from behind the enormous door. And he's dancing around like an absolute fool. He spins and notices on a far wall in the distance a faint glint of something, really hung up on the wall. Do you want to explore the glint in the distance?
Mark, there's something on that wall over there. You see that? You go look at it.
Alright. Mark walks across the room, the mist parting in front of you. A distant sound startles you as you walk across the room. You get closer and you see that it's actually a mirror hung on the wall. It's a mirror. Okay. What do you do, Wade? Do you want to go see it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go look in the mirror.
Alright, as Wade walks up to the mirror, a ghostly face appears in the mirror and looks you both up and down and then says out loud in a ghastly voice, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the softest one of all?" Well, actually, that's confusing because I'm the mirror, but I'm asking you. I want you to tell me, who's the softest one here?
Based on the bones, I think I'm harder than Mark is right now, so probably Mark is softer.
Well, you have no objective basis on which to base that assumption. Maybe
there was the sexual bone that happened. Well, you said Wade got excited. Yeah, I heard. I saw
this really a touch-based thing, though, not an auditory thing.
A little push into Mark's arm and then push my arm to see which was this softer. I slept somebody else. The mirror. No, not your arm. Hold the part puddle.
The mirror is made of glass. It's immune to smell. The mirror looks at you.
Touch each other.
Nice guy.
Alright, Mark. I go for Mark's dick. No, not like that. I go for Mark's foot. No. Stinky. Ew. I bet you can smell it. I know what smell is. Feet are sticky. Imagine it. Yeah, imagine this. I will bend over and hold it near my anus so you know where it comes from. No, wait, stop. You'll never get to know her if you kill me now. Oh, really?
The mirror imagines the smell, but his imagination's not so great. He has aphantasia. So he only takes 2 hit points of damage from the imaginary part smell. He's still alive.
Alright, I grab the mirror, like unbutton my pants, and I threaten to eat the mirror whenever I'm unbuttoning if it doesn't close the number. That will never work. I can just I don't have to be here. I got it. I gotta go around the back of the mirror. I'm looking back.
There's nothing on the back of the mirror. Mirrors are only reflective on one side.
Ah, shit. Wait, I thought that was it. I really thought that was it. What do you want to know? What's something? Who is heart? Belly? No. Heart, head? Lower. Neck. Up. Broader. Shoulder? Yeah. Stop. Yeah, like that. Like that. Oh, he's got more beard. He's got more beard. Wait, that's it? Gray hairs are really scraggly, though, and they're really that stuff. True. I have relatively firm cheeks. Do you have squinty cheeks, or your cheeks pretty firm? That's Mark. It's softer cheeks. Really? Do you agree to that, Mark? I don't know.
Oh, no.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, for some reason, that's all I wanted. A ghostly hand, swings down from behind the mirror and slaps Mark's stubbled cheek. Instead of a handprint, the number 4 appears as a bruise on Mark's face.
Hey, Mark, there's a hole on your face. Really?
As you're looking at the mirror, the face comes back out of nowhere and it lines itself up with your face and goes, "Boo! I'm just kidding. I'll leave. I'm sorry."
Oh,
Wait, you remember this 3? I think it was 6-3.
oh, what's
Put in the first 2 already. Make sure. Did you put in the 3? I didn't see that. But that's when the thing appeared. That's why he danced in Virtual Way, because he put the 3 in. Alright, 6, 3, 4. We go. They're in. The 4, as the 4 clicks into place on the door, you hear in the distance what is clearly sound stolen from a Markiplier video, and it's just Mark going, I think in the mirror it's on him and if you're pointing it so you look really kind of oh, you're right. Mark is somehow inexplicably pointing at a ship in a bottle that's sitting on a table.
Oh my god.
You see, ship in a bottle. It's another bottle. You realize, without any random character or plot device having to tell you, that what you really ought to do is get the ship into the other bottle. But will it be the same ship? Does our brain say the ship has to look like a ship, or can it just be that ship in tiny little pieces? Yeah, can it be mashed into pieces? I don't know, maybe. Are there any tools on the table with which to work with? There's a small cocktail umbrella on the table, and there's a couple shot glasses and some salt. And on the ground next to it, you see an empty bottle. What's been a party? Okay, so one of us needs to drink the ship, digest it, and shit it in the other. That's a terrible idea.
Tiki-taki-tumba.
Is the mirror still there? The mirror's on the wall.
Oh my
Always away, but you
god.
can see it. Yeah, I got this.
Oh my god.
I hold it up to the mirror. I see it there.
Nothing happened.
I will hold up the empty bottle, and then hold the ship with the bottle behind it, so in the reflection, the ship is in that.
Oh, I see. So he's holding it up. So when he looks at the reflection, it looks like it's in the bottles in the other bottle with the ship in.
Because the empty bottle's in front, the ship bottle's behind, so through the empty bottle.
Yeah, if I hold that in front of my eyes,
It does the same thing. You don't need a mirror for that.
Rumble starts in the distance and grows closer and closer and further and further and further. Nothing happens.
Makes no sense.
I sniffed the part bottle myself out of this equipment. Failure.
You take 5 HP of damage, but you liked it, so you gain 1 ego point back.
Okay, can I use my ego point to solve this?
No.
Yeah, we just gotta put it in the other bottle, man. That's okay. Alright, do it. Alright, you pour some tequila. Alright, I take a shot of tequila. I'll take one for Mark.
Wade takes 2 shots of tequila. He feels a little buzz.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'm just going to, can I stick my finger in?
The bottle on the table, it's just big enough that you can get your finger into the bottle. Yeah. And you can just barely touch the tip of the little ship in there.
Alright, but I ain't getting it out that way. I can't put 2 fingers, right?
No, your finger plugs the opening of the bottle completely. The small bottle.
So, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take a sharp tooth. I'm going to score the back of the bottle, the fat round opening, around the edge of the score, like precisely around the bottom. And then I take it from the edge, and I go, and then I karate chop it off so that it's clean break of the back end of it.
Weirdly, you did have a shark tooth in your inventory. The scoring was successful, but you did not have a high enough strength score for the karate chop to be successful. The bottle does not break open. Your hand is sore.
I'm already drunk, and I think this would be really funny, so I take the bottle with the ship in it, and I smash it across my head to break it open.
The moment the ship inside the bottle touches your skin and is exposed to your human fleshy body, everything around you explodes, and as you float in flames, you both die. Wade! As you float in limbo, your collective consciousness sees a window pop up in front of you that says, "Would you like to load your last save? Yes or no?"
Yes!
Mark clicks yes. A lot of rewinding noises. You're both standing in front of the table with the bottle, and the ship is in there, and the bottle is sitting next to you, the other bottle that you need to get the ship into.
I didn't drink the tequila yet. I'm gonna re-drink the tequila.
So he takes 2 more shots of tequila. Somehow he was still drunk from before, so now he's starting to have trouble staying up.
I did too.
Nothing undoes the mistakes of alcohol.
So, I'm trying to think that he didn't try to shake it really hard. It all breaks into pieces. And then I'm gonna shrug my shoulders like I'm gonna pour it. Let's all shatter to the inside.
As you start to shake the bottle, the little ship bounces around violently, but doesn't break. Ding, 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 ding. It refuses to break. No matter how violently you shake the bottle, it continues to crack.
What if we break the bottle
Zappy.
to put it in, and then put the pieces around the other box?
Well, that would be really difficult.
I think what you go, that would be inside the other box.
It has to still be a bottle. What are you gonna do to break the other empty bottle?
I go over your head, wait.
It's too heavy to pick up. Too heavy to pick up?
I do what those ramming dinosaurs do, and I charge head first into the bottle.
There's a loud wing, and you take 2 HP of damage as you bash your head into the side of the game.
That was 2. How powerful is that sub bottle?
Art is really strong.
Well, that's better than you. Yeah, Mark's really strong. I put the dog out, and I ask it what to do.
The dog points back and forth, making a hilariously amused face, like he knows the answer is clearly right in front of you.
It's like the dog door. I take the tequila. I pour the tequila into the bottle of the ship, so the ship will float. And then I try to sail it out into the other bottle.
The bow of the ship wedges into the small opening of the bottle, and as it gets stuck, the tequila pours out of the neck of the bottle onto the floor, and that brings more tequila.
Reload.
I mean, you only get to reload your last save if you die, okay?
Alright, well, the answer's obvious, Wade.
Are you not at all curious why you can't break or lift or move the other bottle?
I am, but this world is weird. It's kind of like you gotta go with the flow.
Well, maybe you should ask some questions or something. I don't know. I'm curious why this Buzz is already wearing a...
I love it.
Hey, what do we do? Hey, why can't I lift this?
It seems obvious to me.
How big is the bottle we're trying to put the ship into?
The box that you want to put the ship into is about the size of a minivan. The opening is several feet across. It's an enormous bottle.
I opened the parts well. I tossed it in there. And I told Marky to go put the little bottles in there.
The giant bottle, the bottom third of it is filled with a cloud of very toxic and damaging parts.
I look at Wade and I hold his face like this, you know, and I go like,
because the tequila's gone.
I have my fingers now, but I'm rationalizing myself to be the good guy here, so just put the other bottle in there and we'll be done.
If I go in there, I'm going to die.
Oh, and I dive headfirst into the bottle, and I just charge
And as he sinks into the bottom, you hear that Minecraft damage tick sound as he takes continuous hit points of damage.
While that's happening, I take the ship off and I smash it again.
Everything is full in flame and explodes around you. You're both in limbo again, and somehow Mark smells like farts. A dialogue pops up. Would you like to load your last save?
Yeah.
You're standing in front of the table. Bottle, ship it, is sitting on the table. The other bottle is sitting next to you. Mark smells like farts forever now.
Is there still tequila?
Yeah, there's a little bit of tequila left.
Okay, I take the ship in the bottle and I put it in the big bottle while it's still in the little bottle.
It disappears from in front of you. In the place where the large bottle was sitting on the ground, you've got the tequila. There's an enormous zero etched into the floor.
I go over to Wade, I tap him on the shoulder, and I put the zero like...
Wade takes 6 more points of ego damage. That was good.
And then I go put the zero in the wheel.
As you click the zero into place, you hear what can only be described as violent monkey screeches coming from behind the door. Not gonna do it, just imagine the violence.
Got it. Wait, are you sure we should actually open the door?
Worst case we die, we realize.
We should get going. Look around. Looking up. I look up.
You look desperately in all directions, even up. You don't see anything. Nothing appears. Nothing is evident. You're standing in front of a big door and what appears to be an empty void filled with a slight mist on the floor.
I go to the door and I open it, and I offer some piece of tequila.
The door doesn't open. It's still locked.
Okay, wait. Very cooking like this. If there's 2 numbers left. We have 6, 3, 4, 0. Correct. No numbers have repeated yet. We haven't used 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9. Well, there's no guarantee that the numbers can't repeat. It could be true.
Only there was some kind of glue at the bottom of the button.
7. 7.
One of the unused numbers I heard. Screams like a madman as he step it into the 5th number spot. The door says, yes, and looks at you expectantly. You still stand there. Nothing else becomes evident. The ticking sound seems to have stopped.
I go and stand over to him really close so he can smell how bad I smell.
I put a 1 in. And I say, this is for you, buddy. Wade takes 1 hit point of damage from Mark's part tank. As Wade clicks the 1 into place, you, buddy, the door gives out the most sensual moan you've ever heard.
Let's get straight to the good part. Once this video is done, I'm going to give you the legendary Cheshire Cat for free.
Sensual moan you've ever heard. And it swings open.
I haven't heard a lot of sensual moans in my life.
Sensual moans. That must be the best one. Door culture is very different, so you wouldn't understand.
So 2 doors now, I see.
The door swings open, and you see a long hallway in front of you.
After you. Alright, after me, I go in.
Alright, wait, do you follow him or what?
Yeah,
Alright, as Mark walks first down the hallway for some reason, it keeps going on and on. It seems like it's going in a straight line, but also you can't tell if it's turning subtly or not. Keep going. The mist is getting thicker.
I drink the rest of the tequila.
Wade is pretty drunk right now, but he's still able to continue stumbling along behind Mark. Eventually, Mark emerges into the clearing, and you see a sign that reads, Random Forest. You see trees all around, and there's an obvious path at the beginning of the path between two trees. Before too long, you see a fork in the road.
Hey, look, a fork. Does one look more red upon than the other?
The path to the left looks untouched, overgrown. The path to the right has wagon trenches dug deeply into it. It looks like it must be a trader's road or something that's regularly traveled by many people.
Two paths diverge the wooded island. The one less traveled. Wait, that's not actually a path. That's just the woods. I go through the woods. Approach the direct highway.
Do you follow Wade or do you let him go?
No, I go the whole way. And I run down and going, you both?
I'm looking for the monkeys. Mark runs frantically and Wade searches for the sound.
Sound? Wait, sound?
The moaning and the monkeys and all the sounds you were hearing from the door. Wade searching for the sound.
Did we hear it that way? I'm searching.
No, there hasn't been any sound since you've come through the door. Wade's just looking for the source of the sound.
I'm just on a nice buzz and I'm looking for some monkeys to party with.
You split up and the party is separated. 36 minutes later, is bumped into by a screaming madman as you both reach at approximately the same moment the clearing in front of an enormous tree. You realize that both of the paths led to the same place, and this was the place that you were meant to go the whole time.
Who had the better trip here?
Wade's walk was very casual. Mark would have been fine. He would have met some fun travelers if he wasn't running and screaming like a psychopath. He scared them all away, Mark.
Did I ever find the monkeys?
No, he didn't find them. He just walked through the woods for a while.
Let us Mark. I give Wade a big hug.
Into the tree, you see several little cutout shelf things. Sitting on one shelf is a coin. Sitting inside another larger shelf is a big wheel with your name written on it, alternating wedges. And sitting on a third shelf is a die. Just sitting there. Above all three of these shelves, carved into the tree, are the words, Pick Me.
Mark, you want to roll dice? You want to spin a wheel? Wait, oh no. Wait. Hold on. Wait. This is what it seems. I don't know what it seems. I think look at the dice. I don't think what it seems. Wait, I grab the dice off. It seems. I go to roll it to the top shelf. Tears are streaming down my face. Tears are laughing. Wait, no, this is... Okay, Mark, I'm gonna roll a nat 20. We're gonna win.
It's a six-sided die.
I'm gonna roll a d6 and we're gonna win.
And a 5 comes up. Nothing happens.
Wait, that's all it seems. I have the dice to Mark.
Wade is ignoring you completely, but you're having a complete breakdown, yes. You can barely see, you can barely breathe through all the snot and everything.
I grab his hand and I shake it so the dice pops out.
Wade forces Mark to roll a die. Mark rolls a 6. Nothing happens.
I put the dice back, thank you for its time, and I grab the wheel. I put the wheel on the shelf that says pick one.
It's not a shelf, it's above the 3 shelves. It just says pick me.
I pick it.
You're at the wheel, what do you do?
Spin it.
You spin the wheel, and it's a surprisingly long amount of time to spin. I definitely thought it would be shorter than that. The wheel lands on Mark.
Okay, Mark, you've won 2 out of the 3. You've got this. Remember me when you start crying. If you come out on top, you want a handshake at the end of your journey.
A voice from the distance that somehow feels like it's coming from within your very soul screams at both of you. No handshake!
I grab the coin, I flip it towards Mark, and as I do, I say heads out loud. Tears are just like 2 garden hoses down my eye.
Mark catches the coin out of instinct, and it comes up heads. Nothing happens. I don't know if you remember my losing the 3. It was just so weird that I kept getting the same result over and over. It's just so unlikely to get the same, it can head.
Mark, you're forever because we have a 0.0015% chance of ever replicating what Bob did.
Well, you don't have to do exactly what I did, probably, but here's
everything. What do you do with the coin, Mark? Mark flips the coin. It comes up heads. The shelf where the coin was sitting slammed shut and disappeared as if it never existed. Mark spins the wheel. The wheel lands on Mark. The shelf where the wheel had been sitting slams out of existence as if it had never been there, and the wheel shrinks down almost as if it could fit in your pocket if you want to. Pocket it. Okay, so the wheel is added to Wade's inventory. All that remains is a six-sided die sitting on the shelf. Roll dice again. It comes up 3. It comes up 3. Roll dice again. Before you forget to roll the die. The final shelf on the tree disappears. Damn, Wade, I'm good. I don't know who lost the dice. Okay. All the shells that were carved into the tree are gone without a trace, and the words "pick me" that were carved into it also disappeared. It's just a big tree, but you notice that at the base of it, there's an opening in the tree that looks like maybe the shorter one of the two of you might be able to just squeeze through. Oh wait, let me try to climb that. Anyway, doesn't fit. I try to fit in. I try to fit, but I'm like, I make myself like longer, like, oh, I didn't fit. Mark is clearly going to fit into the hole, but it's clearly just, it's really in here. I lay down and I start pushing him in with my feet. Wade kicks Mark right in the ass. Grudgingly and against his will, Mark shimmies through the hole. As Mark appears on the other side, a big lever is there that says, "Pull me." I pull it. Mark pulls the lever and a normal-sized door opens that anyone could walk through. I walk through and I go, "Whoa, man, they make these doors small." Hey. I walk through the other way. So Mark walked out of the door and Wade walked into the door. So now Mark's standing in front of the tree and Wade's standing in the void in the door waiting for Mark. Sorry, I go back in, but I turn sideways and I stick my ass on like, yeah, Mark, it's just you and me and I'm watching the wrong end of this. When Mark finally manages to just barely fit through the normal human-sized door, it slams shut behind you and like some sort of magical thing that's like a, and all this stuff. And then you find yourself in a beautiful meadow, surrounded by relaxing scenes. You're just in the middle of the meadow, all beautiful. But a gentle voice calls out to you from the sky. The all-powerful Bob is listening. Ask me your question, and mayhaps I can help you advance. Do I win? No, not yet. How do we win? You must get to me. All right. What's next? What's next followed what's now. What was precedes this place? Where is the end? End is not what is important. It is the journey that you take to get there. Also, it's hard to describe, but I'm not going to get into this. If Mark dies, do I win by default? One of you dies, both of you shall remain here forever. If Mark is holding a first step, we should have parted him so much. How much HP do I have? You have like 70. Still smell like farts, by the way. You're down like 20. Yeah, you had a lot. You had a lot to begin with. You guys like maximum characters probably. So no dying. So yeah, it's about the journey. I 6 rounds. Now, you already solved that one. This is the next puzzle. Dog out. Let's show it. I sacrificed a few great Lord above. The dog is stuck violently into the sky. It seems almost like it disintegrates as it flies away from you. At amazing speed. Thank you. That was delicious, the voice calls out from the sky. The wheel and I spin it as I hold it up. The same thing happens. It disintegrates as it flies out of your hand up into the sky. The voice calls out, "That seems stupid. I don't think we should do that anymore." Do you know any riddles or rhymes? If you are tall, stay your goal. Use our code. It will abode. Man escaped here for you. I regret asking for rhymes. Don't rhyme
meadow?
Ask me some questions. Perhaps I can help.
Will you show me the way out of this meadow?
I could show you, but you wouldn't understand.
Can you help us understand?
I don't want to. If we were in the meadow. If you weren't here, you must be somewhere else. And that is absolutely where the end would be.
This is real meadow.
What is reality? Your perception as puny humans are so limited. What are the right questions to ask? You already know.
Is there anything on our person that
you don't need anything special? Yes, you need only ask the correct question.
How are you? Do you have any smallpox?
I'm good. I recently had a baby, so I'm not sleeping as much as I'd like to. But he's cute. 2 points. Thank you. Hey, wait a minute.
What's your name?
I am the all-powerful Bob.
Have you watched us on this journey this whole time?
I see everything. I'm all-powerful.
That fart thing was pretty funny.
That was good, yes. I didn't even expect that to happen.
It's really funny, yeah. Does one of us deserve to win?
One of you definitely deserves to win, but who it is, I cannot say. Ask me the one correct question, and I'm sure I can help.
Can I win? Now.
Can you win now?
May I win now?
Well, you're not at the end yet, so no one can win yet. Now.
May I go to the end now?
Are you asking if you may go to the end, or if you and Mark together may go to the end?
You said if I go alone, we die, so both.
Clever. You shall both be delivered to the friendship finale. A bunch of magic shit happens and whoosh. No teleportation sounds. We'll make it look good. You're flying through space itself. You're flying across the universe. And in the distance, you see a glimmer of light. And you realize as you fly toward it that that must be the end. That must be the final chamber. You almost escaped.
You struggled with social media addiction when you were younger. Many of us grew up on platforms designed to keep us.
Let's escape. Superhero landing right in front of a huge archway. Dust everywhere. Very dramatic conclusion.
Can I jump up like Scarlett Johansson, wrap my legs around Mark's neck, but instead of throwing him down, just sit on his shoulders?
Yes, you do exactly that. Wade is now riding on Mark's shoulder. You find yourself standing in front of an enormous archway that seems to be closed by some sort of magical force field. Across the top of the archway, it says, "Speak as friends and enter."
Ready, Mark?
Yeah, ready.
Yes,
So again, the guy from the mirror appears in the archway before you and says, "Look, the design for this one is very vague, and it's been a long time already, so we're gonna hurry this up, okay? What I want to hear is why do you think either you or your friend should win? Convince me, and I'll let one of you through."
What? Just one?
One of you will definitely be let through.
Okay. Okay, Mark was a good friend and let me drink the tequila, and I was mean to make him smell the parts.
Very true statement. You were kind of a dick.
It's funny though, right? Wade is always, he's absolutely right. I will untangle my crossed legs wearing the Scarlett Johansson Black Widow boots and hop off of his shoulder.
Mark, you can talk now.
Okay. The journey was fantastic, and somehow through our completely counter methods of solving problems, I feel like we were two halves of the best idiot that we could be.
Who do you think would win?
Oh, me. Oh, God.
Okay, well, friends are in agreement. You hear some clicking and whizzing. Even though it's a magical barrier, it sounds like some big safe door is being opened. And the barrier disappears. And the archway seems obviously clear. And the rightful winner is now able through the archway.
I look over to Wade, I go, "Smell you later, loser," and I walk like this. I piss myself as he looks at me.
And you smell like tequila. Unfortunately, that only applies to the real world versions of ourselves.
So now you just have distance. I really thought that might do it, but then I try to learn and I keep walking like this with my little swinging. Mark walks like a dick right towards the archway, looking confident. Wade looks on. I hold my hands out, wearing my full Black Widow leather and urine dripping out one side. Goodbye, Mark. Wade waves him goodbye. Then Fred stops towards the door. As Mark crosses the threshold of the door, his body begins to disintegrate, almost like he's being snapped out of existence, like Thanos in the Marvel stuff. Mark is dead now. Mark does not make it across the threshold. The language written across the door says only the rightful winner may enter. The one who spoke as a friend. Mark is disintegrated. He's dead. He's gone. Stand alone in front of the archway. Wait, what do you do? Well, either I win or I get disintegrated and get rid of this wet leather. So I'm gonna, either way it's a win, so I'm gonna go through it now. Wade walks through the archway, and as he does, the exact same voice that did the intro to this comes back out of nowhere and says the last stanza of it. The second spare, the last lock clicks. The door swings open and the mind's trickery fixed. Triumphant souls with a smile on their face. Except for one of them's dead. They've conquered the room and left not a trace.
Feels nice while
You're teleported back to your exact seats where you are now. You're back